everybody, and welcome to week 1 of Pride is a Riot. For the next 5 weeks, we're going to be exploring 5 different systems that celebrate queer joy, queer resilience, and queer power. We are calling this Pride is a Riot because the first Pride wasn't a corporate parade, it was literally a riot, right? It's trans women, drag queens, marginalized people of all sorts fighting back against a system that wanted to erase us, and we're honoring them with storytelling. We're honoring ourselves. We're honoring our futures. In these games, we aren't here for tragedy tourism or to bury our gays. We are here to tell stories where the oppressed actually win, aren't just oppressed. We're more than just the things that are done to us, right? We fight back with style, and our community is our greatest weapon. So before we get started, I want you to know, because we are going to be getting into stuff not just tonight, but in this entire series, that can be a little bit tough for folks. You're going to see somewhere around this video some content information. I don't like to call them warnings, more like notices, right? Because I don't like the charged nature of warnings. So content notices should be below. You are going to be able to see them in a way that I'm not going to speak to right now, because we're going to assess them after we've filmed, right? Because we don't know what we're going to play to find out right now. So read that. Be sure you're okay with it. If not, come back next week. Tell other people who might want to check this out to check it out. We love you. We support you. We have a lot of stuff to watch for Pride this year. Previous Pride stuff on the channel in general and stuff these wonderful people have done elsewhere. Take care of yourselves. Do what you got to do, right? Tonight, we are playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians from our friends over at Evil Hat. We're so excited to be able to play this game. I'm especially excited because I've never played it before, even though I'm running it. This is my first time ever playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians. And at the table, we have a mix of experiences. Some people very experienced with it on one or both sides of the table. Some people not very experienced with it. And that's part of what we're doing with this 5-system anthology approach to a campaign. This is our second one here at Streaming Rainbow. We're going to be doing another one that starts in a couple of weeks that runs parallel to this as an extension of our Pride celebration with a different table and a different cast and a different set of games. And we're doing that to help put into practice something that's really important to us as a community, which is play more games, right? Like, just pick up the games that you want to play. They're games written by people, right? It's easy for them to be intimidating, to seem intimidating. We all have felt intimidated by games in the past, so I'm in no way downplaying that. But once you put your hands on something that's scary, it gets a lot less scary. So part of what we hope that you take away from this is you can do this too. If I can run this for the first time on camera, you can run it with your friends, right? So before we get into our game about disaster lesbians with swords, toxic power dynamics, and found family, let's go around the table and introduce our players, our characters, one place where we can find you, and then I'll take us into the story. Let's go ahead and start off with Eli.
Hey everybody, it's me, Eli, they, them pronouns. And today I'm going to be playing Calliope Thorn. Pronouns are Zer, and they are the troubadour of the party. And you can normally find me here on Streaming Rainbow in Catholic Hell. So, huzzah. I'm gonna popcorn it over, down, somewhere. I don't know where you're gonna be on the screen yet. Hector!
Hello, my name is Hector, aka Okami or Keichiokami, all over the internet. My pronouns are he, they, and I am going to be playing Julian Lunes, pronouns they, he, the spooky witch. And you can find me typically over at House of Dreams, over on Blue Sky at houseofdreams.bsky.social. Y'all know how it is. Where I'm the creative director and doing all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to go ahead and popcorn it over to Abby.
Oh my goodness gracious, little old me. Well, yet, I'm Abby, your local dinner nerd. You could find me on the Luck and Chaos podcast at the Hype Goblin and most other places at Enough of Abby. And I am going to be none other than our nature witch, Miss Daisy Cain. My favorite vegetable is marijuana. It's so nice to meet everyone. And our pronouns are she, her. And really, the last, the greatest, below me is for recording, but will definitely be above you in terms of performance.
Cam.
Danny, you have to go. She's
No, it's
calling
you,
out.
Cam.
What?
Cam,
Cam.
it's you.
Shh, stop.
Don't make face.
Don't worry about me. My name is Cam. Eli said that I hold a microphone in a very interesting way that I don't know if it's a judgment or not. So
No,
tonight
you
I'm
just
feeling a little
hold your microphone.
Tonight I'm feeling a little self-conscious about it, but I'm going to do it anyway and push through because I'm a brave little guy. Speaking of little guys, you can use any pronouns to refer to me, whatever feel comfortable. I don't mind. And speaking of comfortable, I'm going to play Sophie Guster. Sophie Guster refers to themselves with we, us pronouns, but y'all can use any pronouns to refer to them. They're not really concerned with it at the moment. And so, Danny, you have to talk again. You can find me here.
I do talk again. Yeah, please find Cam here. Cam got lost here years ago. No one's come to pick Cam up, and we don't know what to do.
I have to hear that.
Yeah.
I brought Cam here, and I've kept them here.
And I appreciate it.
Eli also brought me here. Eli's collecting all of us.
I
and
collect
speaking of that,
people.
I'm Danny, he, him, Danny R. Mendoza. Wherever you find things on the internet, you just put Danny R. Mendoza in, and I'm there. Blue Sky is good. And I will be our guide, our game master this evening. And I'm so excited to get to play this game with such an incredibly talented, creative, wonderful group of people. We're going to dive right into some game mechanics because since this is a series about learning how to play these games and picking them up, we want to make sure that everybody is able to follow along. And it's a good reminder to us because, again, some of us are new to this. So first, I want to mention that the emotional economy of the game runs on something called strings, which are emotional influence over somebody. So I would love to have all of you declare your starting crushes by triggering the smitten move even before we get into introductions, right? You don't have to have a crush on another PC. I am giving you narrative autonomy to invent somebody whole cloth that I'm fully unprepared for. Like, it doesn't have to be somebody you told me about. You can come up with something new now. I'm fully committing to bringing it in, and it can have to do with your crush. Or you can have crushes on each other, whatever you want. The smitten move, to move over to my basic moves reference here, trying to find where smitten is. There it is. When you become smitten with someone, always your choice, say why, give them a string on you, and answer the question in the Truths of Heart and Blade section on your playbook. Now, what I will say, since I am asking you to do this, and this is very much always your choice, is you can just say no, and you don't have to do it. And actually, if you tell me no, I might count that as you using a safety tool and let you mark 1 XP. But the other thing that you can do if you don't want to use that right now on somebody else is I'm going to let you put a string on yourself. We're going to see what that means. But I will let you have a crush on yourself if you would like. Is that going to break the game? I don't know the game well enough to know that yet. We're going to find out together. So anybody want to start off that process?
Ooh, me.
Me. Just go.
Yes.
It's me. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to be smitten with Sophie Guster, Cam's character, and the reason why is because I'm playing the Spooky Witch, which has that this playbook has an obsession with like the unseen and ghosts and creatures, and Sophie, as we will find out later, is special in a kind of way. So I feel like my character has this like aggressive attraction to this otherworldly entity I also have a move called like Eerie Companion, which
Mm-hmm.
it's not a reference to Sophie, but at the end of it, it says you can speak with monsters. So I feel like Sophie and I share a language that the rest of the group does not. And that is another reason why um, Julian, as his mother would say, or Julian, as everyone else calls him, uh, is smitten with Sophie.
So I love that. You do now have a question from your Truths of Heart and Blade section. Why did I bring up the snails? When you become smitten with someone, say why, give them a string. So now you have a string on
Yep.
Cam's character, and answer this question. What obvious thing about you are you sure would make them reject you?
Um, that uh that like no matter how much like makeup and black clothes that I put on, at the end of the day, I'm just a normal human and I'm not special.
Heartbreaking. Relatable. Cam, you're going to get to go next because you were the object of affection in this first smitten. What would you like to do?
That's incredible. Sophie Guster has two crushes, actually. Most of her is crushing really, 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 really hard on the music that Calliope plays. Not Calliope, but the music specifically that Calliope plays.
What does that mean?
The fleeting moment when it touches her eardrums, they are enthralled by it, and that is their first crush. Their second crush is I actually have a question.
Okay.
Who cast the spell?
I feel like it was a group effort. It was between
Mhm.
me and Julian.
Yeah.
Who cares
With-
more?
Who cares more? But we're a coven. Like, okay.
Absolutely, but because Daisy's high off her ass half the time.
Great.
Okay,
So
fine.
then they have
We'll be honest. Julian cares more.
then they have a crush. Then they have a crush on Daisy.
Messy.
She's the fun coven mom.
Yeah.
Just a little part of them is like, this is a game, and is very attracted to that. It's like, she has to notice me.
I love that. I want everyone to know above table that my notes for this section of what we're doing right now are called Make It Messy. I want you to know that.
Cam read the assignment. Holy shit, babe.
Apparently. Cam, though, you're going to have to answer your smitten question. You have two of them. I'm going to let you decide which one goes to which. I'm going to read them out loud, but I want to be very clear. You have a string on Calliope's music, not on Calliope.
Yes,
Since you
I'm
made
very
that
much aware.
distinction,
Uh-huh.
you have a string on Calliope. Is that going to break the game? I don't know. I'm new here. We're going to find out. You're putting the string on Calliope's music and for that one. So I'm going to read this. Wandering Eyes. When you become smitten with someone, say why, give them a string, and answer one of the following questions. How would pursuing them make my partner feel unloved or unneeded? Why do they need you more than your partner does? So one of those to each of the two. And not the same one. It has to be a different question to each one.
Okay. I'm trying to find it on my sheet so I can read it for myself.
No worries. It is on the second page, I believe, of your sheet. It should be page 2 of the playbook. Which, if you're looking at the entire PDF that I'm looking at, is page 6.
Incredible. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm totally not seeing it at all.
Here's the great news. A, this is a pre-record. B, I can copy and paste, as it turns out, and I can put this into the chat on our chat here where we're recording, and I'm going to put it also in Discord, where it might be a little bit easier for you to read, actually, because the formatting carries over there in a way that it doesn't in our chat on the side. So it's in our Discord channel for this as well.
Oh, I see it. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Great. So the first one is going to go to Calliope, obviously, and the second one, why do they need you more than your partner does? Yes, and I'll choose that one for Daisy, obviously.
Okay, so do me a favor.
Mhm.
Ask Calliope's music, again, not Calliope. Ask Calliope's
yes.
music, how would pursuing them make my partner feel unloved or unneeded?
That's the only answer. Just music.
There we go. Wait, so it's being asked of Sophie, or Sophie is asking it?
So Sophie is asking it to Calliope. It's not something that happens exactly in story, but you are asking Eli from your character to Eli's character these questions. So it is your partner who feels unloved or unneeded, if that pursuit happens, and then it is Daisy who will need you more than your partner does.
Okay.
Yes.
So Calliope's music. I think that pursuing my music would make your partner feel unloved or unneeded because it rouses a passion in you that is unexplainable.
It rouses a passion in me that is unexplainable. I believe in that wholeheartedly.
Yes.
And so now, then, please go ahead.
Yeah. Wait, really quick. So then, do I have so do I put that string on my sheet? Like that's, or how does that work?
This is an NPC that I'm creating.
Right.
Well, okay.
I think that
the partner is the NPC, but the string is from you. The string is from you to Calliope's music, which I'm going to say yes. Put that on your sheet. Like it does refer to Calliope. It's only going to work when you're playing music. Is how I'm
right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try my hardest to make it a sentient entity by the end of this game.
Got it.
Maybe. If the music moves us enough, and certainly moving you. So go ahead and please ask Abby so that Abby can get the answer from Daisy. Why do they need you more than your partner does?
Why do you need me more than my partner does?
I don't know. I guess I need someone to break me out of the clouds. Literally. Maybe you could be my new high in life.
That sounds logical.
I'm all about logic. Ounces.
Intriguing. Tell me more.
So it starts with a pipe, but I personally prefer doing it through an apple because I think that really connects me with my inner, nature yoni. And yeah, so you smoke it through an apple. It's called an apple bong.
No, you can smoke an ounce, but it is also a unit of measurement. How interesting.
Indeed.
Here I want to point us 1 second, since we're learning the game together, to one of the basic moves on the basic move reference sheet, which is to use a string, right? The exact phrase is influence with a string. So influence with a string. At any time, spend a string on someone to do one of the following. Offer them XP to do something. Don't spend the string if they refuse the temptation. Find out what it will take to get them to do what they want. For an NPC, spending the string means that they may simply agree, right? But may is the word there, so still got to work for it. Add 1 to your roll against them after rolling. Add or subtract 1 from any roll they make after rolling. Each character may only spend 1 string to add or subtract from a given roll, so you can each pile on to the same roll, but each of you can only spend 1 string at a time on a roll. I don't roll at all in this game. It's really lovely for me. So when it says add or subtract from a roll they make, it means other players at the table. So that's the main thing you're going to do with the strings. To clarify what that means with it being a string on Calliope's music, it will be a string on Calliope that only works when Calliope is playing music. And it'll affect the music at the level of the narrative. But the only time that Calliope's music is existent is when Calliope plays or sings it into existence.
I'm going to talk to that music.
I want to bring up...
Much like Sophie Guster, you cannot separate myself from my music.
I'll try my hardest.
I want to bring up one more clarification.
Yes.
When you're smitten and you're doing strings, you're giving the person you're smitten with a string on you.
Yes. And all of you are smitten right now. So keep in mind that this messiness is going to hit 11 right out the gate.
Exactly. I just wanted to make sure, because it was like, so like technically Calliope, only when playing music, has a string to spend on Sophie.
Right.
Sweet. Awesome. I just wanted to make sure.
Which you're going to want to be tracking these things individually on your sides, because speaking completely frankly, it's too much for me to keep in my brain. I will do my best to help you all remember that stuff. I'm obviously tracking on my side too, but that is definitely best held in the hands of each player to remember what strings you have on whom, right? And if you have any questions about things like what Hector just meant in terms of application, let us know. I'm obviously not the person with the most experience at the table when it comes to this. I did prepare for this a lot. Everybody here has been preparing for it. Anybody who has the right answer, I want you to share it, please. Right? Not to put work on your plate, but because I think good ideas coming from everywhere is the best way for us to play the game. Okay. Next up is, you gave strings to two people. So I'm gonna let you choose, Cam. Who would you like of the two you chose to go next to deal with this smittenness?
Daisy.
Alrighty. Daisy, when you become smitten with somebody, which is always your choice, say why, give them a string on you, and answer the question in the Truths of Heart and Blade section of your playbook. Who are you smitten with?
Oh man, who am I smitten with? Honestly, I really am into my roommate, but like I don't know if Julian would be into that though, because like we live such different lives and we're co-parenting, and I don't want to harsh the vibe. And I guess the question I would ask to Julian is, what's a clear challenge to being with me that you're overlooking? Oh, it's to me, to them. What is a clear challenge to being with them that you're overlooking because you're naivete?
I'm answering the question. What's a clear challenge?
You're answering. So the challenge is to being with Julian. So
Yeah.
what is the?
So it's me to me.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the clear challenge to being with Julian that Daisy's overlooking because of Daisy's naivete?
Yeah. What are we overlooking?
It's gotta be compat. It's always the answer. I don't know. I'm just like, everyone else is so cool, but I don't think I could be gay, right? Maybe I am. Who knows? Maybe. I think about girls too much to not be, but we'll see.
That is super fair. And that gives Julian a string on you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Strength.
Eli, take us home with Calliope's messiness. Who is Calliope smitten with?
I think as soon as Calliope moved into this fascinating house, Zay immediately became smitten with Daisy because they are so cute and like they're fresh faced and so light and bubbly, and I am so angsty and so dark and so moody. So I will sit and like play little ditties for Daisy and just kind of Sigh. And then and then Sophie gets weird when I start playing music. It's very strange. I don't know what's up with that.
I love that. That is beautiful and fantastic. I am going to ask you to ask the question on your sheet, which I believe is, why do you think they will never be able to accept the real you?
So yeah, so okay, the wording of this is a little strange. So it's like, give them a
Sure.
string and then I give them a string and then answer the question. So it sounds like I'm answering the question.
Mhm.
So I think you do have to answer the question.
Yeah.
So why do you think that Daisy will never be able to accept the real you, Calliope?
Because I'm a product. I am not I am not natural. I am everything about me as a trans non-binary person is fully manufactured. Like, so I'm not and Daisy's whole thing is being natural and like all this stuff, and it's like, oh, I'm never gonna be good enough because I'm never gonna be naturally what I'm never gonna be natural. I'm always gonna be produced.
That's heartbreaking. Y'all are breaking my heart, and we're still not even in the first moments of the game. But we are, because this kind of preparation, this part of preparation is a part of gameplay. So, with that having been said, can you let everybody know watching at home which playbook each of you are playing? I'm going to start with Eli, and then I'm going to go around clockwise for me. So I'm going to go Eli, Hector. We're going to go Cam, and then finish up with Abby.
So yes, I am the Troubadour. That is what playbook I am playing today.
Hector?
I am the Spooky Witch.
Cam?
I am the Ensemble.
Abby?
And I'm the Nature Witch.
And we are playing with the full set of materials that are available for this game. So it's not just the core book, but it is the advanced book as well. So you're going to see a mix of playbooks from those two. If you're watching and you're wondering, wait a minute, I don't have the Troubadour or the Ensemble, that's because that's from the advanced book. From here, we're going to jump right into the action. We see past pastel clouds parting to reveal the magnificent patchwork hull of our flying coffee house, the CC66. Rainbow bunting flutters from the rigging, and the warm scent of roasted espresso dances on the wind. On the main deck, our festival is in full swing. People are laughing, sipping lattes, watching Calliope Thorne absolutely shred a solo on Zier's Spanish guitar sword. It is a haven, it is a heaven, it is home. But then a massive, unnatural shadow eclipses the sun. A pristine, aggressively gray corporate Zeppelin bearing the sterile logo of the megacorp conglomerate TM forcefully docks against our railing. Out steps brand ambassador Brad, flanked by selfie drones and heavily armed corporate bailiffs in not so friendly gear. He smiles an utterly empty smile that doesn't reach his eyes and shouts over Calliope's solo, "Hey, content creators, who's ready for a synergy-driven rebrand?" But that happens just a couple of minutes from now. I want to rewind the clock slightly and meet each of you. We're going to end with Calliope's musical moment. I want to see first Daisy. Where are we with you, Daisy?
Oh boy. So, I'm just really honored to be here. When I applied for the roommate position, I said, "Is it okay if, a straight person is here?" And they looked at me and they laughed. But they said, "Of course you're welcome here." I think they know something I don't, but that's totally fine. But we find Daisy. She is at a coffee stand. It's called Roses and Thorns. She is giving out free iced coffee because every gay needs their iced coffee during Pride Month. And she is currently working with a civet to make delicious civet palm coffee that is ethically sourced. And she is just giving everyone peace and love. I'm manifesting so much for you. You two are so cute together. I wish I could kiss a girl like that. I'm so proud of you. Happy Pride. And that's her day.
That's a beautiful way to start her day. How about Julian? You take a minute. My bad. I wasn't looking.
I
That is
think
entirely my fault.
Julian, the camera kind of slides over to Julian, who's actually not very far, maybe a few feet, with one of the given away iced coffees sipping. Julian is a slender 6'1" figure with long, like dyed midnight black hair, a form-fitting long-sleeved black top, almost like a dancer's uh shirt, pants that look like they're painted on, that are tucked into some shin high chunky boots that look more like they belong, on a dancer at midnight at a goth club in LA, than on this like lovely airship. At his hip, you know, uh, fallen off of a chunky belt that has like a skull buckle on it that's like highly polished, but more like a that's like embossed, more like a Dia de los Muertos style skull. Is on their buckle, and then there's a bone sword uh that is just kind of just drapes off of off his hip, and then around his neck is like a bag that is emitting all kinds of sweet aromatic herbs and things are wafting off of the bag, and his face is very like long and slender and pinched and looks quite feminine, like soft, kissable feminine lips, deep dark eyes, and uh, dark olive toned skin. Uh, and rings, all kinds of beautiful silver rings, almost on every single finger, of various mythical creatures, dragons, skulls, serpents, and one in particular is a polished, deep, dark onyx. And he's enjoying iced coffee.
As Julian enjoys this iced coffee, I have to ask, Daisy recently got here, right? Daisy explained
Mhm.
that to us.
Mhm.
Julian, has Julian been here for a while? I feel like Julian's got a mystique people are talking about. I've heard a rumor, actually, I don't know that this is true, but that the various mythical creatures, maybe especially the last one you mentioned, um, the claim is that they dance sometimes on your fingers as you move through this space. Have you been around for a while, building up a reputation here in the CC66?
Yes, I have actually. I love this place. The coffee's great. The people are interesting, and nobody cares that I practice my brujeria here.
And this part of the CC66 is part of what is largely referred to by its name, as it is a flagship of this fleet of liberation, a flying sanctuary for those whose hearts are too big for the world below. You've been enjoying its safety for some time now, and it has been enjoying your company. It's a safe stronghold for queer communities, a place of shared wisdom and reliable support, where swords are crossed, hearts are won, and lattes are drank day and night. As that all is occurring, and you are enjoying just a really nice day, Sophie, what are y'all doing?
I have to roll something. Okay, so I think at a table next to a cafe, like there there first I think you see just like a fuck ton of pastries, a bowl of cereal, um, you see like 16 different beverages, and you see eating vigorously uh, a very large, like a very tall, like 5'11" woman, um, with uh, give me 1 second. So she has this red blouse on, um, with like some gold bangles around her left wrist. Her nails are painted like just beautiful ruby red. Her skin is pale as a ghost. And if you look hard enough, you see that every inch of it is covered in very thick foundation. She's wearing a red knee length skirt. All the fabric is starched to hell. She wears 2-inch black heels, and her hair is a deep, deep brown. It's in a bob. Some would describe it as using a word I don't like to use that starts with a C. Um, uh, Bob, and on top of that is a velvet red cap, like a small little velvet red cap with like some feathers, and a black mourning veil. She has bright red lipstick. Her makeup is done to the nines, like smoky eyeshadow. And if anybody gets around her, she smells of expensive perfume, but it's a little off. And if you think about it too hard, you start to get a headache. And she's just housing food, just consuming like there's no tomorrow.
I love that. What kind of food?
Croissants, blueberry muffins,
Oh,
lemon cranberry muffins. There
Don't
is an
forget my cheese
ice
Danish that
latte.
I
There's a
make
yes.
cheese
myself.
Danish. There's a
these
full
cheese
cheesecake.
danishes. New York style.
It is New York style. Yes, of course. There is yogurt parfaits. It is a little messy, but you know, life's messy.
As we are finding. Deep in your culinary delights, you hear something start to tug at your heart. Something that feels transcendent. Something that is beyond your comprehension and control. Something that speaks to the very essence of who you are and makes you understand why it is worth living another moment. Something that you know the second it goes away, you will feel more hollow for its absence. Something that causes you to ache even as you have it, thinking about the possibility of the moment when you won't have it again. Calliope Thorne, what are you doing?
Calliope has just stepped on stage after saying hello to the gaggle of fans that are just the tried and true, always follow me everywhere I go. And I've started this just really plaintive, no singing, no other drums. I have a band behind me, and it's just this beautiful day and a breeze of just, and this really passionate and haunting Spanish guitar solo. And I'm just head down playing it, and you see hair, dark brown, shaved at the sides to have a pompadour on the top, uh dark eye makeup, black lipstick, ripped jeans, crop top, fishnets, just a very specific look, also covered in rings and jewelry. But I'm fully in another place. as I stand on stage and play for this beautiful, beautiful skyship, this place that I finally have been accepted to be exactly who I am. And nothing, no one is telling me I have to fit into a mold. I have to be called Callie or some shit like that. I don't have to lose weight. I'm a bigger I'm like I'm like 5'11" and bigger. I'm a curvy non-binary person. You can even see under the crop top you can see bindings of tape like being bound. Uh and a freedom of showing all the trappings that down on the earth below I would have been socially required to hide and to pretend. It's like, I'm not going to pretend I don't have tits. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show that what's going on. Like, this isn't a lie. This is who I am in all of its glory. And I'm just standing and playing.
I love that. And it's wonderful. It is a beautiful, beautiful experience until it's not. We come back to the moment that Brad steps out and tries to be heard over your music. What are you going to do?
Go ahead. Go. No. Go ahead.
I was going to sort of like look over, like head, and Julian narrows their eyes and looks at this brand ambassador, and I want to figure them out. I want to know why they're here, so I want to make a figure out roll.
All right. Will you please read out to everyone what a figure out roll does?
Yes, figure out a person. When you try to understand a person, roll plus wit, plus 3 or more if you spend a string on them, but I don't have any strings on this individual. Also, I have a Truth of Heart and Blade called Whispered Secrets. When you figure out a person... Oh, no, this is during a physical conflict. Never mind.
No
that will come out if I get into a fight, but I'm going to go ahead and just, for now, take a look. I'm rolling 2d6. My wit rating for Julian is 0, so it's just a straight roll.
Love it.
All right, I got a 4, which means you get to make a move.
Yes.
MC, I missed on the roll.
Perfect. I am going to make a move. I'm looking over here, and I am going to say that as you are trying to pay attention to this, you have a gray-eyed, tall, pale, blonde, flat-affected person step right in front of you and say, "Hello, I require assistance. I am in grave danger. Can you help me?" And I am making a playbook-related GM move so that everybody knows above table for this spooky witch to introduce a plea for help from a monster.
Oh, well, what kind of assistance do you need?
It is not safe to talk about it here. I have already said too much. If I say more, they will end me.
Oh, all right then. Well, let's go someplace more private. Daisy, I'll be right back. Someone needs my assistance.
Just in a flurry of earth and sepia tones. Okay, have fun.
Yeah, be careful. Keep an eye out for that one. Don't let that one try and include you in any of his selfies. I don't think he's safe. And I'm gonna make my way with this creature.
Perfect. As you take this creature to a place yet to be determined, Hector, I'll ask you to think about where you're taking them up here until I come back to you. Calliope, I believe you wanted to try to do something.
Yeah, I have a playbook move called Limelight. When I perform my music, I get to roll plus heart.
Okay.
So I'm and then if it works, stuff happens. So let's see.
Let's find out what stuff.
I just rolled double sixes.
Boxcars.
I
All right.
got, and I have it, and then I add 2 for heart, so I was 14.
Close, at least, to the highest roll you can get in the game, right?
Mhm.
All right. So what's the name of the move again that you're using?
It's called Limelight, so I get to choose 2 different things.
Okay.
I can choose from rock out, shout out, shred, kick out the jams, bring the noise, and serenade.
Cool.
Yeah.
I could help elucidate that further. But which ones do you want? You get to choose 2 on a 10 plus.
I don't have a condition, so I won't shred. No one has conditions yet, so I won't kick out the jams. I'm going to bring the noise, which is calling out the ugly truth about someone powerful and give your patron a string on you. My
Okay.
patron are my fans. So
Aww. Love that. Thank you.
So I am going to absolutely just be like, I will just be like, who the fuck is this asshole? Get out of here, Ken! Like, just screaming. So that's one of them. And then I am going to also shout out, which is thanking my patron, and I take +1 forward.
Okay, perfect. So you have
I
that.
don't know what that means.
It gives you a +1 bonus on your next roll.
Oh, hell
Right.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I say, what the fuck, Ken? Get out of here. And I point at all my little gaggle who's at right at the front of the stage, and I wink at them and I go, you know what's up, babies.
So they full swoon. Sorry, I'll give it to you now. But they full swoon on that and turn their attention as directed over to Brad, arms crossed, very unimpressed. Cam?
So, from beyond this veil of reality, your call echoes within a deep demi-plane where 4 beings, undescribable by any mortal word, sit around a hole that is Sophie Guster shaped. Out from it pours light into their small realm, and through it your music calls. One of them turns to 3 others and says in a voice that predates time itself, "Hey, your favorite band is playing." And a very studious looking one, if that is even something I could use to describe this being beyond beings, steps in, looks through the light, and Sophie spits out all the content in her mouth, turns towards this man after hearing Calliope's call, full sprint tackles him.
Okay. Which move are you interested in making for this full sprint tackle?
I think this is I think this is
The
some
fight move?
sort of, I don't know. I think this might be calling on a toxic power.
Okay, make your argument. Explain what your thinking is. For
I think
calling
this
on a
might
toxic
be
power.
calling on a toxic power.
I think that Sophie Guster is pulled by the power of what do you call the opposite? What's the opposite of a patron? What?
A stan.
Yeah,
A
a stan.
Power
Yes.
of a stan.
As being one of Calliope's patron, it is almost a call primal beautiful. Even how could you resist calling it toxic?
So I'm going to let it happen even though it doesn't apply. I'm going to explain both things because I like the argument, but I also want everybody watching to know how the game is played. So toxic power is technically the parlance for the force that you're combating, right? So the toxic power that you would be parlaying with here would be Brad, for example. But I love the toxicity of what you're describing. I'm okay with allowing this to apply here. So to explain to everybody at home, call on a toxic power. When you parlay with a toxic power, ask your question and roll plus spirit. I want to take a moment to note here, because not everybody watching may have played PBTA games before. That's powered by the Apocalypse. This is a 2d6 game where 10 plus results are total successes. 7 and 9 are mixed successes with a cost or complication. 6 and below is just a narrative complication where you do not succeed. You have stats that are daring, so forcefulness and skill at arms, grace, which is elegance and agility, heart, which is emotional awareness and persuasiveness, wit, which is cleverness and knowledge, and spirit, which is the one we're doing for this, which is integrity and metaphysical prowess. What does Sophie have in spirit?
Sophie has a +1 in spirit.
So you're going to roll 2d6 plus 1, and we're going to resolve it from there.
Okay. That is a 10.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, it answers the question and grants you +1 forward to act on the information. So you don't have a +1 on your next roll if it isn't about this information, but you do have a +1 when you act on this information. And that doesn't expire necessarily. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Hector. It doesn't expire on the next action. It can last for longer than that, because I don't see conditional language here that says on the next roll.
Yeah, it's on the next roll that has to deal with, like, it automatically gives you the +1 for the next roll that you do that is on that information, essentially.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
And here and the question can be anything you'd like. It looks like I don't see a pick list.
Yeah.
So, but you are asking the toxic power of Calliope's music, I guess, in this situation, because that is who you're standing. So what would you like to ask Calliope's music?
I call out to Calliope's music. Well, not me, us. We do. We push beyond this reality and try to make contact with it and ask it which is the best way to tackle this dude to cause him the most harm. And then I immediately want to roll a fight roll after this.
Calliope's music, I can't speak for you.
Calliope's music. So you've asked Calliope's music how best to harm this man, right? Is that the question?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
You hear this smoky, like, sonorous, like, just this smoky, like, melodic voice kind of whisper. So inappropriate ASMR levels of, like, hey, yeah, go for where it really hurts. Go for his pride. And whatever that means
in love
to
with
you. I know, baby.
With every fiber of every being I've ever consumed, I am in love with you. I want you to know that.
I think that's beautiful and lovely, and I love that you're going to use it to try to beat the crap out of this guy. So tell me what you want to do with this fight move.
I mean, kick him in the dick, scratch up his face, make him look like shit. I don't know where his pride is.
I am gonna run at him full speed. The minute I get 3 inches from him, Sophie Gus is going to stop, straighten up vertically, hands at their side, jump with all their might, and try to just tackle them with their entire body, just like throwing their body at them. it is like something like the wind guides it, like a doll being thrown against the wall. Just
Guys, I
like
am
she
so
even turned
glad that
sideways.
I'm so glad that other people get to experience the joy of playing with Cameron Koshkum, because this shit is gorgeous. This
You
is what you
better-
get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll them bones. I want to see how this ragdoll
Yeah.
strike pans out.
We all want to see it, but before we see where this lands, we're going to go a little bit further back in time to watch this play out as Julian takes this mysterious stranger off to who knows where. Abby, tell us what Daisy is doing in the wake of that moment.
Oh my gosh, this is really harshing the vibe of everyone, but you know what's making everything worse? The fact that the sun is blocked out. It's a beautiful day, and vitamin D is really important.
Mhm.
And Daisy is just going to, in a flurry of, she looks like Stevie Nicks got dropped in a swamp.
Mhm.
Just greens and browns and the jingle of just a dozen beads and earrings and jewelry. And she looks to the palm civet who's helping her make the coffee. Hey, do you think you could ask some of your bird friends to I don't know, move that terrible looking float? I don't know. It reminds me of the Hindenburg. It really is harshing the vibes. And I would like to use my playbook move with friends. I can speak with animals and plants and may influence them along with strings, just like other NPCs.
I'm happy
Yeah,
to
let's-
resolve it two ways then. You can
Uh.
just talk to them and it can just work. And they'll just do what you're asking them to do. If you want to stack something else on it, let me do it this way. It's gonna just work. Like they're gonna go try to do what you asked them to do. There are a bunch of birds trying to move a steel airship. If you can do something else stacked on this move to try to help them effectively change the trajectory of this steel airship in some fashion, then I will let it potentially succeed in moving them.
Absolutely. I was just thinking I want to leverage here my spirit, because I think if I can, encourage the birds with a little song, a little dance, they can get it to guest parking, which is where it belongs. Because if you're going to be a guest here, you need to park.
That's fair and valid. Are you using Awake in the Wild, or is this a straight move just with spirit, like a 2d6?
Just straight move with spirit, and that will be a total of 9.
Okay. On a 9, what I'm going to do? No, that's good. It's a success. Oh, I think we lost Abby again.
Hold on 2 seconds. Let's see.
Yeah. I'll wait.
It's not my internet this time, although I'm sure mine.
I
has
am so
been
sorry.
spotty.
I'm closing everything just to make sure
You're
I have
so
space.
good.
You have nothing to apologize for. Don't worry about it. We got your setup clean, and we're gonna be able to stitch this together. And honestly, even if a little fraction of it showed up in the edit, people know we're playing on the internet, and internets do things, and that's fine.
Internets do things.
Internets love to do things. Yes.
My suggestion would be Defy Disaster.
Defy disaster.
Yeah, because it specifically says when you push your limits to achieve something extraordinary that's not covered by another move.
Yes. And that is a willpower metaphysical skill, so it is plus spirit, and you still get a 9 on that.
All right,
Thank you
I'll
for
roll to defy disaster.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. We can take that.
All right. That is a 6 plus a 3. That is a 9.
That is a
Right.
9. So when you push your limits to achieve something extraordinary that's not covered by another move, or avert an imminent danger to yourself or someone else, say what you're willing to sacrifice and pick your approach, which was willpower or metaphysical skill. Before I tell you what happens on a 7 to 9, what are you willing to sacrifice in this moment? Cool beans. Okay, so Cam, well, that's what Abby was willing to sacrifice. Abby for the role.
Oh, no. No,
It's not what we want. We want Abby back. Free Abby. We would never sacrifice Abby. But in the interim, Cam, let's go back to Sophie and this hit possibly heard around the world. This is going to be a regular fight move, if I'm understanding you correctly, not an expanded fight move variant. Is that correct? I see most of these variants are for PC versus PC.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So that everybody is following at home, you're going to be rolling 2d6 with either daring or grace. Do you have a pitch for me on whether it's daring or grace?
I think it's 100% daring. I
agree.
don't know. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's graceful about it.
So what's your daring modifier here?
My daring modifier is a -1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do have a +1 forward, so that means it's a +0.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful. Go ahead and roll flat, 2d6. Let's see where it goes.
Here we go. Let's do this thing.
Roll high, roll high, roll high.
It's a 9.
Okay, you choose 2 options from the maneuver list, and I choose 1 to apply to you in response. What would you like to choose?
So I definitely think 100% through violence, I inflict a condition on this man, and then I'm going to create an opportunity. Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm gonna take their toupee off.
Okay. So to explain to
Object
everybody
from your
at home,
opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna inflict a condition, which you get to choose what that is, and then you said the two payoff is take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what are you gonna do? Take an object or seize a superior position and describe either.
I'm gonna take the object of their hair, and Sophie just like sideways through the air, ragdoll tackles. Their body wraps around this man before toppling him to the floor, and she reaches up like a anaconda, swirling around their prey and bites the back of his hair, pulling off of his hairpiece, which obviously he has because...
Oh, it is fully a hairpiece. Absolutely.
Why wouldn't...
all right, so fighting always has a cost. Even when you roll a 10 plus and you rolled a 9. It takes a toll on you because your opponent always gets to choose an option from the list as well. You're all capable and skilled, but you'll likely need some emotional support after a violent encounter. And I'm going to say that Brad is going to flirt with or provoke you, and I'm going to say flirt with. And it's going to gain a string on you.
That's fair.
Now, here's the interesting thing. Brad is fully bald now, with you having snatched that hairpiece off. Actually, not fully bald. It's a little patchy, right? It's not like well tended to. But with all the confidence, some might say unearned confidence, but here's Brad in a position of power, so who knows, of a person in his position, he looks you up and down, gives you a bright smile, and says, "Hey, baby, you could have just asked." And now has a string on you for having flirted with you. We'll see if that turns out into anything later. You might not have liked it, but it affected you. You can choose if that's from being provoked rather than flirted with. I'm fine with that. I'm not here to tell you what you like.
Out loud, Sophie says, "I must kill this man at any cost." I give him the insecure condition.
Ooh, I love that. So he is insecure. He shuffles his feet a little bit, but he puts his hand on your arm without asking and says, "Buy me a drink first."
If you do not remove your arm, I will use this puppet to bite off your nose.
I mean, not in front of everybody. And his face gets closer to yours if you would like. to try to make good on your attempt
I
and go for fight again.
Yeah, Sophie Guster bites off his nose.
Yeah, roll me
like-
2d6 plus daring, which is now a -1 because you don't have the +1 forward.
Let's do it. Hey, baby, how's a 4 sound?
Yeah.
Oh no!
You give a little kiss.
I was gonna say, you go to bite his nose and he moves his mouth up, and your mouth meets his mouth.
My tongue fully goes inside of his mouth, and then comes off inside of his mouth, and then Sophie Gus reaches back with like a suction slurp, and then tonguelessly says, reaches into his mouth, grabs the tongue, puts it back into her mouth.
Yeah. Yes, and don't forget your experience. Thank you, Hector. Don't forget your experience you get for failing that roll, because every time you fail a roll, you're able to get experience. Also, it is worth noting, and this is something that I want everybody at home to know too, any use of safety tools in this game during the course of play allows you to take 1 experience as well. For you min-maxers out there, I know you're there. If you're really responsible and safe, you can get a lot of advancement. So not the reason to do it, but it does help.
Me, Eli, I just rolled. I took 3 points of psychic damage from that. Not
Right,
Calliope.
right.
Me.
Right, I got you. I thought that tongue thing was great. You were just brilliant.
That
by
was
the way.
great.
It
Just
was
want to check in with
beautiful.
everybody. Okay, good.
I love it. No, yeah. Oh, you want a second XP? You want a second XP? There?
Yeah. After this one shot, I'll get 1 experience point. Exactly.
All right. So you're gonna take a condition of, I don't know, grossed out, right? To I don't know if
There's 5 conditions.
yeah,
and
I don't know.
these are
I'm trying to
less
see
frightened.
which one is closest to grossed out that we can give. To.
Angry?
Angry? Hopeless?
I mean, if hopeless feels more it than angry
Frightened.
for you,
Frightened?
yeah, I'm not, or frightened.
Ooh.
I'm not here to tell you your reaction to this. So I'm gonna let you pick the condition, but it feels grossed out to me.
Yeah.
So I would say something in hopeless, frightened, or angry, depending on what kind of grossed out you are.
I like angry, and I think it's grossed out because it's less of like grossed out with like physical grossness and tongue and mouth, and more grossed off of like
how dare you?
Now I have to invest in this human to destroy them.
Oh no, you're threatening me with a good time. Yeah, so that everybody knows above table, the 5 conditions that are preset for this: angry, frightened, guilty, hopeless, and insecure. Each come with a -2 to rolls on specific kinds of moves. For insecure, which was applied by our dear Cameron here, onto brand ambassador Brad, that is a -2 to entice. And to clear it, you got to take rash action to confront the object of your jealousy and prove your worth without any plan or advice. For the condition you're taking now, Sophie, angry, that is a -2 to figure out a person. It's going to be harder to figure Brad out, to destroy Brad, because you're taking a -2 until you clear by breaking something important to you or someone you care about. So you're going to need to do that. We're going to hold in this moment of some kind of intimacy. They're too close to you. It's something. To check on Julian. Julian, you have a new lost baby bird in your care. Not your first time finding someone who shows up at the big pie in the sky, all alone and scared, not sure what to do. Where do you take them?
I take them like behind the coffee shop to this kind of like more quieter area where we won't be a direct line of sight of Brad and his goons or the concert goers or the coffee shop people. So like a back area essentially where there's probably like a whole bunch of like sacks of coffee beans and barrels of supplies, where maybe there's a refrigerator back there that has like extra milk and things. But nobody's back there. It's very quiet and it's very private because there's so much activity going on up front.
Okay. As you get back there, this person follows you silently and without question. Do you try to engage them in conversation as you move?
I
or
do,
you
and I'm
wait?
just like, all right, now that we're in a more private space,
Mhm.
what exactly do you need help with?
They look over at the door and they're like, "Is it locked?"
Should it be locked?
I would prefer that no one come in to help us or not help us. I don't like when they help us.
I'm going to go ahead and make another figure out roll as my eyes narrow because this is
Love it.
starting to get a little, it's starting to feel a little bit like a trap. Oh, okay. 10. On the
Okay,
nose,
great.
2 5s.
Love that for us.
Yes, thank goodness.
Yeah, you may ask 2 questions now or later in the scene.
Okay.
Ask what you'd like.
What are I'm going to ask one and hold for later in the scene. The first one I'm going to ask is, what are your feelings towards me?
I have just met you, so I do not know you well, but you have saved me, so I'm grateful to you for the rest of my life. I would die for you.
Okay, I'm going to go and lock the door. Okay.
Uh,
So what is your issue and what do you need?
I have not been back to the CC66 in many years. You may not know me as I was here a long time ago. I used to be an artist here. I was picked up by the Megacorp on an earlier run a long time ago when they were 3 corporations instead of 1. I don't even remember which one picked me up. They are all the same.
Oh.
They turned me into this, they say, pointing at what you now realize is a fully colorless presentation. What you thought was blonde hair before was being impacted by the light some. It is fully grayed out. Their skin is grayed out. The flat affect of their voice, you realize, is not like a voice changer or a cultural difference. They have been robbed fully of anything that would make them stand out or have any particular nuance, specificity to their
Okay.
personhood. They are the closest you have ever seen in your life to a true neutral of a being standing in front of you with nothing that
Okay.
sticks out from a base of gray.
All right. I would like to flavor this question as a spell. As Julian steps forward and carefully puts his hand on the side of this person's face. And what he says out loud is, "What is your name?"
I do not know. I am called Faceless, but I have a face for now.
He takes in a deep breath and then he says, "Faceless." And this green smoke like comes out of his mouth and kind of dances around Faceless's face. Uh and I'm going to ask the question. Mechanically, I am asking the question, uh how can I get you to break out of this state and return to the creative artist you once were? But I'm not necessarily directly asking him, more so as like I'm sort of asking, like, I'm casting a spell essentially to see what I need to do to break him out of this like robot thing that he's in.
As you say faceless, your magic carries you through it, in through this person's nostrils as they breathe in. You find yourself in their mind, and you see slight glimpses. It's hard to catch fully of who they might have once been. It's unclear if it's who they wanted to be, maybe someone they cared about, maybe it was part of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's jumbled. You feel a longing, an aching, an inability to grab onto it, like sand flowing through your fingers or water. The more you press on it, the further it falls away from you. You can't know this person's name yet, but you can pick up one of the few things they do remember from the earliest days of their service to this brand. And that is that there is a contract. And that contract is ironclad, literally, actually, fully, physically binding. You don't see anything binding them right now. You don't know if that means that they might be somewhere else and physically bound. You don't know if there's something else that might be going on that's hard to read. What you do know is that this contract is what makes it impossible for them to take on the process of returning to themselves, because it is so tightly written that if they were to do anything, even in a moment in their private lives, even in this locked room, they took a risk talking to you at all.
Mm-hmm.
If somehow in a locked room that shouldn't have anybody seeing anything in it other than the two of you, someone did see, they could face terrible consequences. Maybe other people could face terrible consequences. They certainly would not be allowed to get anywhere near what they signed over, which was their whole selves, owned now by the brand. You would need to find a way to break them free, get rid of that contract, buy it up, do something else. There could be a lot of different ways into this. None of them are going to be easy. That is what it would require.
Gosh, I have an idea, but I don't want to split the group. That's like one of the concerns that I'm having.
I can help with that. What's your idea?
My idea is I would like Julian, while he's in this kind of liminal space, to draw his ghost, his bone blade, and the spirit of the blade. I have so I have a move called Weird Companion. Excuse me, that's not what it's called. It's called Eerie Companion, and it's like you have a little pet or monster or spirit, and it tells me to pick 2 basic moves, and it grants me +1 to these moves when they assist you. But assistance is always obvious and alarming to ordinary people. In addition, you can speak with monsters. So this is what I would like to do. I would like to draw my blade. My sword is haunted. It is a ghost. There's a ghost that is bound into this wooden blade. Like, it is literally the ghost's bones were used to construct the sword. And Julian comes from a more like Chicano, like Mesoamerican sort of like belief system, and the idea that like death is a continuum, right? Like, so the ghost isn't mad to be in the sword, right? The ghost is kind of like, oh, this is my next existence. So what I want to do is I want to draw the blade while I'm in this liminal space, and I want to attack the contract.
I
with a
love
spiritual
that.
fight move and get into a battle with the metaphysical forces of the contract itself and cut this person free from what's binding him.
I love that. I find that beautiful. You are welcome to do that. That will not be a problem for splitting the party. We will resolve that. I'm going to take us to break right now. So we're going to come back in to be able to resolve that, come back to what everybody else is doing. So go ahead and get a drink, stand up, do what you got to do. We will be back in our time in about 10 minutes. You who are watching this are going to just skip right to that. But you can pause here if you want and also take care of yourself, because that's important. I can't give myself XP for that, but I would. All right. See y'all in a little bit.
You can do whatever you want.
Hey guys, give yourself XP for taking care of yourself, okay?
I'm going to give myself even more XP.
And if that, hey, listen, and if that XP is an illegal substance, go for it. XP can be anything. ice
Yeah.
cream,
Yeah.
a cookie,
Mhm.
the really good shit. Go for it. Enjoy your
Yeah, that
break.
is
We will.
fine. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're wearing different clothes because it's a different day. I'm going to do a little back from the break. And speaking of Hector, Julian,
Yes.
behind the coffee shop with the pale stranger,
Yes.
Julian has drawn his bone sword to use his eerie companion move to spiritually sever the literal binding contract, stripping the stranger of their identity. So I think when we're coming back in, party split, I'm gonna bring us back in. I'm gonna bring us to these solos. I'd like to go, if you're comfortable with this, to you, Abby, first, and see about resolving that, because we had talked after you lost internet that it would make sense for your character to potentially also sense what Hector's character is doing after your thing is done. So depending on like what happens with that, you might be able to pick up that. We had just resolved on the solo side, from what I remember, some stuff with Calliope and with Sophie. So we can come back to Calliope and Sophie after that, but it'll probably be that order of like Daisy to Julian into Calliope and Sophie, unless I do want to empower you all here. As that's all going, if something happens, Cam, Eli, either of you, both of you, that you think your character would be into or notice, or that you have like an idea about, even if you're not there already, feel free to like interject, right? And be like, I think blah, blah, blah. If you can help me bring the band back together, I will take that. If not, I can handle it on my side, but I don't want you to feel like you can't do it, right? Any questions about any of that? Cool beans. Okay, so that is where we're going to pick it up. I'm going to do a little patter to bring us in from break. As a reminder, since we're coming in from break and it's not the top of an episode, we will not be doing intros now. I'm just going to remind people of where they're coming back from, although this is a pre-record, so they're probably going to have seen it 5 seconds earlier, and then go into it. At the end, we'll do our longies of whatever you want to plug. This is going to be coming out during Pride, so be thinking June timing, right? This is the first episode, so it'll be like the very beginning of June. After that, we will take a break we will decide together how long at that time, right? In order to go to the bathroom, whatever, and for me to shift my brain to our second game, which I have all my notes here for, but I do have to shift into. And then we'll come back and we will do at least the first half of that. I know we had talked about doing all of it. I am ready for that if we feel good about it, but we'll do at least the first half, get to a break again, and then assess. I want to make it very clear that everybody should feel free to think of this as an opt-in, not an opt-out. So every time we take a break, we can be done, right? If you want to be done, think of it as us being done. And if you don't want to be done, you're choosing to continue from there. Because I don't want it to be like inertia moving us forward. Everybody's tired, but feels like they can't say anything. Sound good? Awesome. Love it. Cool beans. Thank you all for being awesome. And I'm going to count us down to make Eli's editing life easier. 5, 4, 3. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. For us, it's been a week. I'm going to just tell you outright, it's been an entire week because we had technical stuff happen, which is why at least some of us are wearing different clothing. For you, seconds. It's the magic of actual play. So we're going to dive right back in. Right before the break, where we left things was we had Calliope Thorne shredding a solo, just absolutely housing this place with their artistic brilliance. Sophie absolutely housing Brad, tackling Brad, ripping off that cheap hairpiece. Brad flirted back. It's uncomfortable. Brad is insecure, and Sophie is angry. Julian is behind the coffee shop with the pale stranger, has drawn his bone sword using his eerie companion move to spiritually sever the literal binding contract, he hopes, stripping the stranger of their identity. And Daisy our Daisy Cain here, is looking up at the sky at this giant steel airship blocking out the sun and thinking that, well, I can do something about that with my winged friends. And that is where I would like for us to pick it up. Daisy, what would you like to do?
You know, as Hector lovingly said, this granola witch is about to Snow White it, and I am going to use the move Awaken the Wild to call upon my wild friends, all those house sparrows, all those house finches to come forward and Hindenburg this blimp, and by that, parallel park it, because really, it's getting in the way of the vitamin D, and that's natural. And really, if you think about it, Brad's an eco-terrorist. Their vibes are rancid and are contaminating this Pride event. Hashtag allyship.
I love that so much. Please roll me 2d6. Let me know where you land. Oh, sorry. Are you doing this with something specific?
A
Or is
spirit,
it just
yes.
spirit? Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. So make sure. What's your modifier for that?
That is +1.
Okay. Perfect. So 2d6 plus 1.
2d6 plus 1, that is a 6 and a 5, so that is a total of 12.
Hey, gotta love it. All right. So
Hey,
on
feathered
a
friends, these vibes
yeah,
suck. Go
on a
parallel
10
park that thing.
yeah, on a 10 plus, you get to choose one of the following. You when you're in a safe position, attempt to commune with a place non-sentient creature. All right, so you are. This is Wild Friends or Wake in the Wild? I'm sorry, I was reading Awake in
Awaken
the
the
Wild.
Wild.
Awaken.
Awake in the Wild, perfect. So I think you make it dangerous to a certain person or creature or type of person or creature. Is that what I'm understanding? Or are you altering the behavior, ecosystem, or atmosphere around it?
Making it dangerous for everyone on that blimp because they're about to get a parking ordinance because we're moving it to where it is illegally parked.
I love that. That's perfect. Please go ahead and describe how you do that.
So again, this crunchy Snow White, she just emerges in a flurry of earth tones and patterns and jingling beads. She goes, oh shit, that really sucks. Bird friends, come forward, my bird friends. And just a swarm of grackles and sparrows and every single annoying bird species that is around this airship. Just goes, see that over there? I will give you as many stale breadcrumbs if you want, if you can move that. Specifically in that one next to the sign that says no parking, children crossing. That would be really great. I would be so grateful for that. I could even throw in an everything bagel for free. Thanks.
I love that. That is fantastic. You are successful in what you're trying to do, and it is a big ship, so it is slow moving. But you do see the sun start to peek out around it, and a little bit of that nice, sweet, light speed vitamin D hits your face as a thank you, real quick on your way out of that. As that's happening, you being so powerfully attuned in this moment to your magic, you do feel something familiar. Your friend Julian is using their magic, which you would recognize anywhere with the time that you two have spent together elsewhere, and you can tell that it is a violent sort of magic. What would you like to do?
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be like the oil wrestling incident, and I thought like Leon was being attacked, but no, it was T-Boy wrestling event and Outsmoke the Dolls night. So I see. I read that as another thing, so I was so worried. But maybe it's like this, and I'll get all funny and tingly, or I'm saving my roommate. So I'm going to rush to that scene, and again, there's that so many jingly items. Just probably a few crystals fall in her path as she goes to the source of this dark magic.
Yeah. I love that you are able to follow it like a homing beacon. Don't require a move or a roll on that because the two of you know each other so well, and you find yourself behind the coffee shop. When you get there, Julian, what can you paint us a picture of what your roommate sees?
What you see is standing in front of Julian is this sort of pale faced individual wearing like all grays,
Mm-hmm.
like a uniform, just sort of like staring. They're not blinking, they're just sort of looking at Julian, and Julian is drawn out their bone sword, and you can see the apparition of the spectral ghost spirit that possesses the sword. Is It's blue and kind of smoky and is all around the sword. And you see Young drawing it and kind of leaning back like in a fencing stance, um preparing to strike, but the angle is not. Julian is stretched too far back to actually hit this guy, if that makes any sense, right? He would like have to close or something, but why? But like, so you've seen Julian do this kind of magic before. Like, you think that Julian is probably trying to like cut a red thread, cut a thread of destiny, cut an enchantment, cut something in the otherwhere, in the other space, because Julian's eyes are not looking at the person in front of him. They're like cloudy and shimmering, and which means he's perceiving a liminal space. And you've seen this before in when the two of you get together and practice.
Yeah, like when we made Sophie together, which if you think about it, like almost married, and oh my god, the thought of like being married to a not boy like that, oh my god. Wait, oh my god. Julian, are you okay? It's me, Daisy. Is everything okay? Am I interrupting the ritual?
I'm striking down a curse. Can you lend me your power?
Oh my god, of course. Where can I touch you?
Anywhere you like. And I would like to make an entice roll.
Nice. Go ahead.
Just
Go ahead. And, yeah.
Feral and messy. Like, Julian can't help themselves. Like,
I love that. I mean, the opportunity presented itself. You can't just leave it there. This is, for those watching at home who may not have played TSL before, this is a heartstring move, entice. When you appeal to someone's physical or emotional sensibilities, roll plus heart. Hector, what is Julian's heart?
Julian's heart is 0. So it's just going to be a straight roll.
Flat 2d6. Let's see how it goes.
There we go. All right, that is a 7.
So you gain a string on Daisy unless they decide instead to choose one of the following. Get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire. So, Abby, if you pick one of those, then Hector does not get a string on your character. But if you don't pick one of those, then Hector does get a string on your character.
I'm giving Hector that string. Goddamn.
Yes.
Look, all it takes is just Daisy to look at that beautiful like waist, just and hands. It's very Titanic. I'm giving you my power.
Sweet. And so I am using a fight roll.
Okay, perfect. Daring or grace?
I guess a question: would it be fight or defy disaster to take down this curse?
So that was going to be my question in terms of how you're going to do it. I'm inclined toward defy disaster because although you're making a physically violent movement, what you are literally doing is trying to destroy this contract that has taken away this person's entire right to their own actual identity and personhood.
Yeah, I just realized I think I actually have to use fight because that's where I get the +1 bonus from my eerie companion.
Perfect. This is you seeking to incapacitate someone with violence. So the only thing I would say for it to work with fight is you would only be able to try to sever this curse in a way that would incapacitate the person you're trying to help if you use fight.
Okay.
Which you're welcome to do. That's just
how it would work. I'm gonna go ahead and use fight. It might incapacitate them, but it might get them out of the curse.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's daring or grace +1. And let me look at my stats. I'm gonna do it with grace. My grace is 0, so it's just a +1 as the spooky like ghost in my sword is aiding me in
Love
this
it.
endeavor.
Please
Come
roll me
on,
2d6 plus 1.
roll high. 7.
Okay,
A
so
4.
seven before the plus 1 or 7 total?
No, the 7 total. I rolled a 4 and a 2, and then the +1 like
Was clutch. I
just
love that.
clutch.
All right,
Yes.
so choose 2, and your opponent, in this case, me, chooses 1.
Okay.
Flirt with or provoke your opponent and gain a string on them. Through violence or cutting words, inflict a condition. Create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction. Take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position.
I am going to create an opportunity for an ally through
Okay.
prowess. The ally, of course, being Daisy,
Mhm.
to continue this like ritual using their own strength.
Love that.
So I'm giving you like an opening, right? Like for you to be able to like channel either your own mystical weapon or power.
Mhm.
And then for the second one, um, I am going to provoke my opponent, and I'm going to say, I will not allow you to continue to have power over them. And then slash down the bone sword, wrap it, and literally take a string on them. Like
Okay, I
as I
love that.
tear, like I take the string, I rip the strings of this contract that are like
Yeah.
binding this person, and I'm taking one, and I'm taking a string on the monster, on this poor person.
I
Perhaps learning their name.
I will say that their name is Ramiro.
Okay,
Yeah.
string on
Um, Ramiro.
Ramiro.
Yeah.
Um, what happens to me?
So, yeah, what happens to you is as you take this string on Ramiro, and it hurts like hell. What you're putting them through. This curse does not want to let go, and it is in deep. And you see that you are putting them through a tremendous amount of pain in this process. And they look you in the eyes, showing emotion for the first time, saying, I thought you were going to help me. And you're going to take guilty.
Ooh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Uh, so as you watch that unfold, Daisy, you are caught up by the opportunity that your friend and roommate Julian just created for you. You get a flash of insight, immediately seeing what Julian saw before this moment, justifying this action, which was that this spectral contract of whatever sort from the conglomerate that is represented by Brad and by the steel zeppelin that you have taken slowly but surely out of the sky. They have taken over this person who used to be a queer artist, and they have taken their entire personhood from them. They have flattened them out. They have made them into a bland bit of nothing, right? No color, no personality, no inflection, no emotion other than what you just saw that came from that string, that pain, and that hit that incapacitated them. And that contract has made it so it's impossible for them to access their personhood in any way, shape, or form. The company literally owns them, the concept of them, every aspect of them. They can't access any of it. But if you either defy disaster or pitch me on something else that you think might be appropriate here, you might have the opportunity to try to build on what Julian just did and see if you could free Ramiro.
You know, the queer community is a community for a reason. I'm going to defy disaster. And the way I'm going to flavor that is that nothing to do with this creature's horrifying revelation, all that color locked behind. It's just the fact that Oh my god, my hands are so warm on Julian's waist right now. I don't know what I'm doing. What's going on here? And that just releases a burst of energy, which for a total of 6
Are
plus
you
5, 11.
awesome? I just so that I know how to flavor this. Which of the when you look at Defy Disaster, when you push your limits to achieve something extraordinary that's not covered by another move or to avert an imminent danger to yourself or someone else, say what you're willing to sacrifice and pick your approach. So, of your stats, there's descriptions there for daring, grace, heart, wit, and spirit. Right? Daring is like might, endurance, or courage. Grace is swiftness or elegance. Heart is charm or social insight. Wit is cleverness or knowledge. Spirit is willpower or metaphysical skill. You're getting a 10 plus, so this is going to be a great outcome for you. But what are you willing to sacrifice in this moment, and which of those traits are you using?
I am going to actually use heart. That's one I have 0 plus 2, but it feels important. This little revelation. And what Daisy is admitting to both herself and in this weird metaphysical scissoring sense,
Mhm.
she's admitting, I am willing to give up my comfort and my sense of who I used to be to figure out how to be my best self, even if that doesn't mean that you are involved in that picture.
I love that. That is beautiful. And you get to do it with style because you rolled a 10 plus. So at the GM's discretion, you may also learn new information, discover a new opportunity, or gain a string on someone. I'm going to say I love that so much. You get to pick. Would you like new information, a new opportunity, or a string on somebody?
I'd love a new opportunity.
I love that. The new opportunity is going to come in an interesting way. You succeed in shattering this contract. Would you like to describe the dissolution of this contract, or would you prefer that I do it?
I'd love to hear how you would describe that. You make this so cool. I'm just so happy.
So, tee me up. It'll be an alley-oop, right? Hit me with what it looks like when your heart bursts forth, and then I'll give us the rest.
It looks like black and white the way this energy flowed through. It's like zebra stripes flowing over her heart. And then finally is this revelation, I'm willing to give up my comfort, who I thought I was. That was comfortable. This sunset like color kind of fades from her to Julian's eyes. And it's very much that finale, Avatar The Last Airbender, except they were just enclosed in the lesbian flag.
I love that. Julian, are you, Hector, do you consent to me incorporating Julian into what I'm about to describe?
Absolutely, yeah.
Beautiful. So tell me if any of this feels like it should be different, and it will be. You are enveloped by this. Tell me this part. What does it feel like when you're enveloped by this energy?
It feels like warm, comforting light. It feels like fresh baked pastries. That first waft when you open it from the oven, it feels like biting into a fresh apple in the middle of an orchard. It feels like the first moments of a summer morning in August when it's starting to cool, but it's still hot enough to enjoy the day. All of these wonderful feelings and emotions and memories that Leon associates with Daisy.
I love that. From this beautiful, grounded, complex, loving, vulnerable place, you reach out, and if you consent to this, Abby, on behalf of Daisy as well, both of you find your arms moving toward this contract, floating in space in front of this person who's in front of you in incredible amounts of pain. And as each of your hands grab onto a separate side of it, enveloped in the lesbian flag's colors, you simply, without feeling like you needed to make any effort at all, tear right through it. Because in the end, this contract is fucking nothing, but what you are is real. And it goes away entirely. You see it go boom, thunderclap, right? As that just splits apart, easy as pie. And you watch the color rush into Ramiro through and out of them in a giant fucking beacon of beauty and love coming out from behind this coffee shop. A beacon so bright with a sound so loud and joyous that Calliope, Sophie, you both are able to see and hear it from where you are, and so can Brad. Brad is right in front of you right now, Sophie, still. Flirty in the snarliest, grossest way you can imagine that's true. And they are super insecure right now. You see that with your anger aimed at them, they are shrinking into who they are. The insecurity that they feel is profound and debilitating, but unfortunately also complex in a way that leads them to escalate violence to a new level. Hearing that this has just happened, sensing in a way that you all cannot see, but you can understand that something is happening here as you look at them. They look up at the Zeppelin, see that it's in trouble, feeling this thing, and say, I was hoping we'd make this easy. And snaps a finger, and suddenly there is a flood of Brads all over the space. You just see copies of Brad all over this area. They all have their phones out. They are all documenting everything that's happening. They have paperwork with them. They're starting to sign people up. And the violence that is happening right now is them buying people up. They are offering right now to get people to sign on. They're just saying, hey, look, this is a good deal. This is what you're going to have. This is what we're going to be able to give you. Don't you want to be famous? Look at this. Haven't you been struggling so much? We can help cover your rent for the first couple of months, and then you're going to have to earn it, et cetera, et cetera. Everywhere you are seeing these artists getting co-opted and brought into the conglomerate's clutches. And sorry, just to clarify before we go to you, Cam, for Abby, the opportunity is that you are able to see in this moment through Brad Prime's eyes as this is occurring. And I will say that can continue until there is a failed roll. When there's a failed roll, that site will sever, but you can keep that site for now. Cam.
So in the moment before his fingers snap together, beyond the gates of time and this dimension, in a reality that is exactly like our own, but above and observing in a deep blue void, a being steps forward, a being of creation and pure love, and does what one might assume would be reach a hand-like visage into a Sophie-shaped hole of pure light. And Sophie speaks and says, although I love you all, Brad, you have broken a tenet of reality and must come to an end. And as the copies are made, this being reaches their energy through Sophie and crushes Brad into a cube about the size of an apple.
Brad Prime.
Brad Prime, yes.
Brad Prime.
Okay. What move are you
Sophie's
using
crushing
to achieve this crushing?
I think this would be Defy Disaster plus Spirit.
Let's do it. I am all for that. Let's go.
Okay.
What are you willing to sacrifice, though?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll see.
You have to say before. Well, I mean, you don't have to. I'm not going to tell you.
I have to say before I roll?
You have to say before you roll, yeah.
You're supposed to say what you're willing to sacrifice before you roll.
Yeah. We just kept forgetting with Abby because, we're messy queers.
Yeah, we love it. We love it here.
Because
We're
Abby's
rooting
baby.
against Brad. I'm also rooting against Brad, but I can't make it too easy. It's got to be fun. So
Oh my god, I'm getting crushed by Sophie. This is so hot. Why do I feel this way?
I think this being that is now in control of Sophie is willing to risk I think their whole fundamental like morality, which is to spread light to all humans and help them escape this existence to the ascension plane. And by destroying Brad, they are doing the opposite of that.
Oh,
So
this is Anhelar Angel Age's End.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh.
So here's what I will say here in relation to that. I love that. That is fantastic. I'm super excited for you to roll. What is your modifier on spirit? Remind me.
+1.
+1. Beautiful. So you'll roll 2d6 +1. Here's what I will say. If you get a 10 plus, then everything's going to be beautiful, like it was for Heavy and Daisy. If you roll a 7 and 9, I'm going to offer you a hard choice or success with sacrifice. If you get a 6 or lower, Cameron, you are. Let's see, where was this here? There we go. What is the name of this entity? This particular entity?
This is Anhalar Age's End.
Anhalar Age's End. Seeks to
What a
spread light to
name.
all humans and escape existence to the ascension plane. If you roll a 6 or lower with your +1, a toxic power can fill one of Angelar's needs. So Brad is going to appear in this space with Angelar, offer Angelar a contract, and Angelar is going to accept.
You're gonna have a Brad inside you? Gross.
Ew.
One of your ensemble will be co-opted, is what's going to happen.
Hot.
Wow, that's
high.
so gross. Roll high.
yeah.
Roll high. This is
Roll-
Attica. You roll high, Cam.
Roll high.
Anhelar, no.
Oh, this is so
Yeah.
funny. Oh, I have to. Okay. I want everyone to know I want to fail this so bad.
God,
I mean,
of course you do.
At least if you fail, it'll be terrible, but at least you'll get an XP.
Fucking messy.
Yeah, it's true.
Give Sophie the villain.
Oh,
As a reminder,
Fill her.
while Cam is rolling, so everybody remembers here and at home, anybody who uses safety tools throughout the play of this game gets to take an XP for doing so as well.
That's a 4.
No.
Okay, there it is. So this is what happens. Brad Prime is crushed into an apple-sized cube, and in the crushing is pushed through reality into Anhelar Age's End's domain. What does it look like in Anhelar Age's End's domain?
I think the best way to describe it would be the feeling of like when someone you love that you haven't seen for a long time comes home and is so happy to see you. They sweep you up in a big hug, almost crushing your ribs, and give you all their love and all their energy. And that's what it looks like.
So Brad walks into this loving home to the sound of a laugh track. And as soon as it's done and just a little bit of waving through the fourth wall, a little bit of mugging, looks over at Anhelar and says, Anhelar, thank you for inviting me here. I'm so glad that we get to do business together. What can I do to help you? And without hesitation in this moment, Brad is able to see what Anhelar wants that Brad can fulfill. What is it specifically, Cam?
I want to be a star, baby.
Oh, well, we can make that happen. You are magnetic. You have incredible star quality. Here, take a look. And suddenly you get flashes going off all around, swirl of light, and you're at the not Met Gala, legally distinct Met Gala. And you are dressed to the nines, baby. And everybody's paying attention to you. You are so happy, Anhelar. In this moment, it is so nice to be seen, to be wanted. You're going viral. All you gotta do to make this real, as you realize, swirling mist pushing itself aside, that this was a vision of what's to come, is sign up. Just sign up. We own all of the outlets. We own all of the theaters. We own all of the, magazines. We actually own all of the social media as well. So if you sign with us, it's in our best interest to put you everywhere. Now, if you don't sign with us, we don't have any reason to pay attention to you. So, what do you think?
You had yet. We own. And they sign on the dotted line.
And I get an extra little bonus move here off of that because I kind of get a 2-for-1. See, what I did was a toxic power can fill one of their needs, but now I'm also going to separate them. So because this is one of the playbook-related GM moves for the ensemble. Because Angelar has signed with the conglomerate, Angelar now no longer inhabits Sophie's body. Angelar no longer inhabits their plane. The plane is actually a subsidiary of the conglomerate, owned by the conglomerate, and is going to be repurposed for, parking. And Angelar is sucked up into a ring on Brad's finger, wherein they exist in a little snow globe. And if you look deeply into the snow globe, you see them running through a consistent circuit of incredibly pedantic, uncreative sitcom nonsense for the rest of eternity. So that's what's happening in the ring there. That was a great Defy Disaster. I love this. This makes me happy.
I love this game so much.
So Brad
Yeah,
Prime is still there. He has not been turned into a.
So this is what happens. Brad Prime gets turned into the size of an apple. It was a failure. So for a millisecond. And what happens is the astral hands or whatever it was, it was doing the crushing, right? Goes boom through each other. And then Brad Prime stands back in that spot looking sparklier. It's like he's got veneers on now, like just very, hey, I'm here and I'm happy. Oof. Let's sign some more people. And as he says that, it booms out across the space. And all of the other Brads get larger as Brad Prime gets even larger than them. So now Brad Prime is about double the average height of a person there, while all the other Brads are about 1.5 times the height. And with booming voices, we're all saying, it could be really good for your career if you jump on board now. Everybody has to pay their dues, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So I'm smitten with Brad.
Why are you smitten with Brad?
That happened
Every
before.
one of them's smitten with Brad.
No, I get it. It was kind of hot. Like I was like in Brad's mind space, and like we definitely, I'm realizing we like women in a different way. I also like getting crushed by Sophie was really hot, but like also not okay because like that wasn't me, and I think it would have been better if it was me getting crushed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah,
I think I watch all this happen from stage.
You do. You do watch all this happen from stage. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Julian is going to be like, when it comes to the getting crushed by Sophie thing, I completely understand where you're coming from on that one, and I'm going to use talk nerdy to me.
Oh my god!
You may roll wit instead of heart to entice someone. In addition, choose an area of study that holds special interest for you. You have top tier knowledge of that area, and are always prepared with an interesting fact.
Is the area crushing? Is the
With
area
thighs?
crushed?
Across something within your expertise, the GM will provide you information or invite you something else. No, this is like the second half. Like the first half of the move is that I get to use wit for entice. The second half is that I have like a hyperfixation. I have a high five hyperfixation on ghosts and the dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, we're neurodivergent as fuck. We like weighted shit. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
super
that
fair.
just goes
I just
with
want
it.
I just need the hyperfixation to play into how the roll.
All right,
is
cool,
used.
cool. I'm taking this. All right. I have a +1 in wit, which is why I used talk nerdy to me. I
Beautiful.
should have used it last time, but
It's okay.
it's fine. We're gonna use it this time.
That's beautiful.
Oh,
Ah,
yes! I rolled a 6, a 5, +1. That is a 12.
That is beautiful. Okay. So entice, you have a 12. You gain a string on Daisy, and Daisy also chooses to get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire. Daisy, what would you like to do?
I'm giving in to desire if you're okay with it. Daisy's gonna very. You know, like when you don't know if someone's gonna kiss with tongue or they're just trying to kiss, she does the. If that's okay, of course.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna like I think and I think like Julian is just going to like return the kiss and then say, "Hey, let's go rescue Sophie and have a threesome." And immediately,
That's
like,
not a threesome.
Julian's gonna.
That's an orgy, guys. There's
That's an orgy.
I mean,
When Sophie's by themselves, it's an orgy. Abby, take an XP for using a safety tool.
I'm so fucking gay. Holy shit.
Yeah,
checking
and then Julian is just gonna put their soft feminine arm and hand around the waist of their coven mate and leap into action, heading towards where Sophie is. But I would like to also showcase another rule. I've gotten 3 strings on Daisy, and I believe once you get 3 strings on somebody, you get a string advance. Or is that the 4th string?
The 4th string, but it is good you're bringing this up because you're about to be able to do that, right? You're on the cusp. So that everybody knows, watching at home and here at the table, string advance. If you gain a 4th string on someone, you have a profound insight and learn something about them that even they don't know. The player tells you what you learn, possibly asking the GM for ideas. It's up to you whether you share that insight with the character or not. In addition, clear all but one of your strings on them and gain 2 XP. So it's going to be a really powerful move. You just need one more string to do it. Abby, alongside the XP that you marked for yourself for using that safety tool, go ahead and be thinking about because it's up to you, what you might want that to be. You're welcome to ask me to collaborate on that if you want, but you don't have to. And then, Hector, it will, once you use this, when you get your 4th string, it will be up to you to decide whether to have Julian share the insight with Daisy or not.
Okay. Yes. So we're just gonna duck and dodge Brad's to get to Sophie. Abby, you want to move the spotlight over to Calliope?
Oh my god,
see
absolutely.
What's going on the stage? Yeah, Calliope, what's up? What's going on?
You can also take I don't know if that counts as a safety tool, but you can also take an XP for that, Hector, for being helpful and kind. Calliope, I think the last thing that you would have seen directly after the light and all that was the Brad squish, not squish, grow situation.
Yeah. So, Calliope has not stopped playing their music. And this prime is now massive, right? Like super tall.
Double the size of your average person there. So that kind of massive. Yes.
I think they whistle out and so I hear we're making deals. And I'm going to try to figure out a person.
Okay.
So when I try to understand a person, I can roll plus wit. I get +3 more if I spend a string on them, and I do have a string on Brad.
You're welcome to spend it if you'd like.
I'm going to.
All right.
Because
Work.
I don't have anything in wit. So
Okay, so roll me 2d6 plus 3, and I'm going to ask you to explain how you're using the string narratively after we resolve this.
Okay. Thank God I'm spending that string because I rolled 5. So I have 8. So I got an 8
Okay,
on
so
it.
you may ask 2 questions, but they, and by they in this case, I do mean Brad, may ask one of you. What are your feelings toward blank? Oh, well, you have them in front of you, so go ahead.
I do. I also, when I figure out a person during a conflict, I may ask one additional question from this list, even on a 6 or less.
Beautiful.
So
Work.
yes. Okay. So yes, of the questions I have, I think like the pulling the string is like I said the trigger word of like let's make a deal. Like, oh,
Right.
I'm interested.
Fair.
So to draw
Love it.
attention away and to be
Yeah.
like, come here. So I think so the 2 questions from that list I want to ask are what do you hope to get from taking over everything?
Okay.
Like really, like for real, what are you hoping to get?
Sure.
I think I know, but I want to know for sure. And how could I get Brad to come to the gay side? Because this man is so closeted. For sure. Absolutely closeted.
Okay.
And then my third
Fair.
question from my mass appeal.
Yeah.
How can I get you to like me? But like the real me.
The real me?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cool.
Ooh.
Tell me what order you want me to answer those in.
I want to know power.
Okay.
I think in the order I asked. I think that makes sense
The
because
order
it gets
asked.
more and more intimate
Okay.
the deeper it goes.
Yeah. So, you're asking these questions to massive Brad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking up at Brad? Do you find your way up to like, I don't know how your music powers work? Are you hovering up there? What's going on? Paint me a physical picture.
I am looking up, but not in any like in the most short king energy ever, like with full
Nice.
like confidence and like maybe I'm looking up, but baby, I'm good at climbing. Like it's really like fully
Love it.
totally fine. Like they're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine being up because they're rooted on the stage. So they are still a little taller because they're up on a stage. But
For
yeah.
sure. For sure. But they are closer to eye level because of how tall Brad is. Brad's still a little taller, but like it's not as much because they're on the stage.
Yeah.
And Brad has not gotten up on the stage at this point. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you really want from taking over all of this? You get layers of answer for that. The first layer is more. Want more. I always want more. I will always want more. The second layer is control. I want everything to make sense. I want everything to feel safe. And for me, that means that I want everything where I can see it in a way I can understand it. The bottom layer of this one question that you get at, drilling through those top 2, is I want everyone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone, and I don't want people to leave me. And what I don't understand makes me feel scared because I'm insecure about people actually wanting to be around me. The second question was,
how could I get you to join the gay side?
to the gay side.
Yeah.
The upper layer answer there is sign on the dotted line, baby. I'll do whatever you want. Right?
Ooh,
Just
ouch.
just no hesitation, quid pro quo. Like, that's what you want. I'm fine. You just sign. Let me know you're on my side. Under that, it's hey, be smart about this, right? Like, we need to play the game. Things have to be in the world we live in, right? So this is how it works. You could be a part of it, or you can be subject to it, right? But if you don't play the game, don't complain about how it's played. And underneath that, you get back to that scared, insecure guy, right? Who is just really, really worried that they're going to fucking die alone, right? Like, just thinks that it's going to be that. The third question was,
how can I get you to actually like the real me in all of my T-boy non-binary energy?
First layer was, I like you just the way you are, baby. I'm not trying to change you. Underneath that is, look, we got to get to know each other better. And in order to do that, I need to trust you and not feel judged by you. And if you want me to take a risk on getting to know the real you, you should take a risk to get to know the real me. And that means meeting me at least partway where I am, if you want me to meet you partway where you are, right? And then under that, guess what you find, right? The same scared, insecure, worried they're going to die alone guy that thinks, if I just make everybody do what I know is best, everyone's going to be better off and I won't have to worry anymore about being alone. Now I get to ask you a question. Brad here does step onto the stage, taller than you by double, and looks down and says, what do you love most?
Calliope looks him up and down, and then looks over all of the people and their little fan group that are probably a little confused and anxious, but also like, because they were like ready to like turn on this guy and just be, because they were already like calling him out about being awful. And they just look at their guitar. I love sharing this, just this, with everybody I can.
Is it just about sharing it with everybody you can? Or is it that you like the attention too? And I'm going to let you choose which playbook related GM move I'm going to do, since this was 7 and 9, and I have the ability to do that if I so choose. You're either going to get accused of selling out, or there's going to be a revelation of the toxicity of your patron. What would you prefer?
So those are both good.
They're both delicious.
Let's go with Let's go with the toxicity of my patron, which is my fans.
So as he says, not very quietly, do you like the attention? Your fans, you realize, are all staring hungrily at you. In this moment, you don't feel them as members of a community. You feel them as people who feed on you. You don't see in their eyes people who connect with you as a person. The kind of parasocial relationship that you're feeling emanating off of them does not include your personhood. That parasocial relationship positions you as an idol. You realize that you are seen by these people in a way that you can never live up to because no one can live up to it. It's not real. It doesn't reflect who you or anyone is or can be. And it's only a matter of time before you say something offhand or do something in a moment of tiredness or weakness, or just make a mistake because you're not perfect. And that hunger will eat you as ravenously as their adoration lifts you up right now. You see it clear as day. And as you do, Brad holds up a contract and says, look, when they're not here anymore, this will make sure you have a roof over your head. This will make sure that you're not alone. This will make sure somebody remembers you. Somebody's on your side. You got to take care of you. Think about it. Puts it on the ground in front of you, hops off of the stage, and says, I'm ready to make a deal. Deal. And you realize that as this has been going on, people have been fending off, giving into, signing onto deals. It's a battlefield of selling out behind you. While you take that in, how does it feel to Sophie to be a little emptier inside?
There is an overwhelming sense of this void needing to be filled. And as one of the beings comes to the forefront of Sophie, I wasn't lying before, they've become smitten with Brad.
Are you going to use smitten?
Yes.
Okay. Let me pull this up. When you become smitten with someone, always your choice. Say why. Give them a string on you, so Brad will have a string on you of that, and answer the question in the Truths of Heart and Blade section of your playbook, which for you is, got it right? No, got it right.
Got you.
Here. Yeah. Go ahead.
So the why is look tasty. And the question, why do they need you more than my partners do, is simple. It's because they're scared and needy, and they want everything to feel safe.
Okay. I love that. I think that's beautiful. And now, over here. Sorry, too many tabs. Now, Brad has a string on you. What would you like to do?
Eat him. Sophie rises into the air. They take their hands on both their upper part of their jaw and the lower part of their jaw, and they pull until their mouth becomes as large as Brad, and they try to consume him.
Okay. Follow-up question. What move are you using to eat?
This has to be Defy Disaster.
Are you sure?
Disaster again.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Defy Disaster sounds great. Remind me, Defy Disaster for you is going to be. Let me go here. Which thing are you going to use for Defy Disaster? Which trait?
Okay, I am going to.
To eat
I think
Brad. Needs to be
to
eat-oriented trait. Yeah.
to eat Brad. I think I will do this with elegance and agility, and I'll roll with. I'm just kidding. It, it's spirit. It's a metaphysical power.
It is. It's spirit. That's perfect. So remind me what you have in spirit. A plus.
It's a +1.
Perfect. So 2d6 plus 1. Let's go. Oh, I should tell you what I'm going to do if you fail. Hold on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I want.
And what are you sacrificing?
Yeah, and what are you
His
sacrificing?
They will sacrifice their entire being to eat Brad. Everything, like the modus of Cookie Monster. They will sacrifice their everything for this meal.
So Babthat the Blue Void, who does not like to talk, just consume.
How'd you guess?
Is going to sacrifice their whole selves if you fail here.
As they would with any morsel. Yes.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, nom,
Ghetto
nom,
Superstar
nom, nom,
is
nom.
playing in the background.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. I actually have very specific childhood memories of that song. Okay. So there will be a separate them on the tail end of this, obviously. But once again, I'm gonna go with a trend here. I'm liking it. Once again, if you fail, if you get a 6 or lower, Brad is going to sign Babthat the Blue Void on behalf of the conglomerate. Brad is here on a mission. Brad has things to do, quotas to fill. So roll me a 2d6 plus 1. Let's see how this goes.
I swear to God, Cam.
No, our eldritch entity that we summoned. We're losing
All
them
that
one
work.
by one.
For a man. That's the worst part.
That's a 5.
A white man.
I hate all of this.
Alrighty. Brad, as described to me what Babthat the Blue Void looks like attempting to consume Brad.
Well, that's an interesting question there. As Brad, I think, sees into this beyond this metaphysical space, to him, I think Babthat would look like consumption, like gorging himself on 12 rotisserie chickens from Costco, like eating pie upon pie at a county fair, like a rat scrounging for food in the alleyways, like the feeling in your stomach when you are hungry and hungry and hungry, though you keep eating and eating and eating, and a feeling of discomfort in the bowels of your guts, and that's what Babthat looks like.
As Brad looks at Babthat, presumably growing quite large over Brad and wrapping around in a chomp, right? Brad looks at that blue void and says, "Oh, hey, baby, welcome home," and lets himself be consumed. And when that happens, end up in an infinite blue void, with Babthat looking like a little blue hand puppet.
He wants cookie.
And to camera, the fourth wall here, Brad says, "Hey, Babthat, what's the number of today?" And then draws an infinity sign in the air and says, "The number of today is infinity." Can you say infinity?
Infinity.
I have a present for you, Babthat. Are you ready?
Present. Ready.
And pulls down from space an interface wherein Brad shows Babthat infinite scroll. Says, hey, this never ends. You can consume this
God.
forever.
You gave that kid TikTok. No.
All you need to do, Babthat, you just got to do one thing. You got to agree to the terms and conditions.
I agree. Give me food. Nom 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 nom.
So I'd like to say, if you agree with this, Cam, that the terms and conditions box is right there. There's like a little click, and then you got to press the, agree. It's just a little hand puppet. So just like headbutts those two, maybe, right? And when that happens, the blue void shrinks down into the size of a phone in the hand of Brad. And looking at the ring that contains the prior signee, Brad is now holding this little phone, watching Babthat run around in there. Run around in the space, tire themselves out with their own phone in hand, and just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. And no matter when Brad looks at this phone, Babthat will always be scrolling. For the rest of eternity, Babthat will be scrolling because there is no end. And what you would see, Calliope, and what you would see, Julian and Daisy, as you duck and weave your way through and arrive in this space, is just the very tail end of that. So you could see the whole transformation, Calliope. For Julian and Daisy, you just see this double-sized Brad among a sea of 1.5-size Brads who are all signing people or trying to, pressuring people. There's people running away. There's people crying. There's people resigned, looking stricken as they sign. You see them turn into pale versions of themselves, devoid of color, devoid of emotion. But this Brad now has a phone in hand and looks over at the two of you who just run up and says, more recruits. What's it going to take to get you to sign?
In this moment, Yang leaps into action with the bone sword still in hand, creepy ghost entity like swirling around it, and just leaps up into the air and decides to quote one of Julian's favorite science fiction horror films, "Get away from her, you bitch!" and slams his foot into the chest of this giant Brad, and in an arc, a spectral screaming ghost skull at the end of this bone blade slams it into Brad's face. I would like to make a fight roll.
Yeah, do it. And with the bone blade, you get an extra +1, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Beautiful. That feels like daring to me, but if you're gonna make an argument for it being graceful, I'm willing to hear the argument.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do grace because I just wanted daring.
Sure, that's fine. Just when you land it right after the roll,
It's like a
give me
dance.
a little bit. Give me a little bit of mustard, right? Give me some grace moves on that.
Yeah, no, I got you. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. I rolled an 8 plus 1 grace. That is 9, and then +1 from the ghost. That is a 10. And when he slams the sword down, the momentum of it causes him to do like a mid-air spiraling like flip, so that he like lands behind giant Brad in a perfect, elegant 3-point landing that looks more like it belongs in a ballet than it does a superhero movie.
I love that. That's gorgeous. And by the way, why can't it be both? Right?
Right. So what I would like to do,
for those watching at home, on a 10+, Hector's going to get to choose 3 and
Mhm.
then I'm still going to be able to choose one to apply to Julian.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do with the phrase "get away from her, you bitch" is to provoke my opponent, and I'm taking a string on Brad.
Love it.
Then through violence, I'm going to inflict an additional condition on Brad.
Okay.
And then in the midst of this, I'm creating an opportunity for an ally through distraction. So this like whole display has completely distracted Brad Prime
Mm-hmm.
from Daisy. So
Yeah.
Daisy essentially has an opportunity to come in and catch Brad completely off guard, not knowing that she's there because this bombastic attack has just happened in his face.
I love that. I am going to inflict a condition.
Okay.
I'm going to let you choose. I'm going to tell you what happens, and you can tell me if it feels like frightened or hopeless to you.
Oh
For
gosh.
Julian. The
Uh
Yeah, but I'll give you the flavor first, so you can decide what Julian would feel like. Brad is just wrecked by what you just did. Which condition are you inflicting on him, by the way?
oh, well, so Brad is already feeling insecure, so I
Yeah,
would like to inflict frightened
beautiful.
because I was this big, scary death
Yeah.
goth, beacon of vengeance that
Uh,
just came out of nowhere.
Brad absolutely gets frightened, and to reflect that, shrinks back down to the original size that you saw him in, and just like falls out of his shoes, and you realize that he was wearing lifts, and so he's actually a little bit shorter than how you
Oh.
originally saw him, and he's got very, alongside that insecurity, he's got very like protective body language now. But he looks over at you. You have his full attention, and he says, "Oh,
Ooh, hold on
yeah,
a second.
yes,
May I amend the last thing that I asked for?
100%. Go for it."
Take an object from your opponent. I'm stealing that ring.
Okay. You are able to get the ring off of him. He notices that you do that, but you do have it. And
Yes.
noticing that you have the ring, he says, "Oh, I see. You want to be me. You think that you're different, right? But you just hurt me when I'm here to talk and stole from me what was offered to me and is rightfully mine. I can respect that you're here to take what you want, but are you going to really lie to yourself about who you are and how you are? Are you going to pretend we're different when we both know we're not?" And I would like you to choose either frightened or hopeless, please.
I'm gonna take hopeless because of just like the sheer number of people that are still signing up amongst this ocean of Brads.
Love that.
Would anyone else? Does anyone else have an idea for a move that they want to do, or may I do a follow up move?
I was gonna do something. So, because I'm still on stage, um, so this might help. But I would like to pop open a little tin that I have, and
Mhm.
just there's a cute little happy pill thing that I'm just gonna put in my
Mhm.
mouth. I'm gonna use my move Purple Haze when you cut loose in forbidden ways to gain inspiration. So I'm gonna do some fucking Molly about it, guys. Um,
Yeah, love that. So
so I'm
what's your modifier on this?
daring is +1. So
Okay,
let's see.
two d
We'll
six
see if
plus
this
one.
works.
Let's do it.
More daring than I am.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a 12. I got an 11, so +1. So I am at
Oh, I
so with
love
a
that.
10 plus, I gain enlightenment. um I may ask a question. If I ask the GM, I mark XP. If I ask for their PC, they mark XP. I'm gonna ask Danny, because I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been watching this, and like I like, and seeing the toxicity of, which I know is there. Like, I've seen it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
Yeah.
I truly want to know how I can connect with that third layer. Like, where's that
Okay.
guy? I want to talk to, like, I want to connect. I want to get past all the bullshit and bravado. I want to know that
Mhm.
guy. So I like pupils fully blown out. Just like,
Yeah.
man, I just want to like
So
connect with you.
so exactly. Can't we just do Somali and be people?
Oh my
The
gosh.
uh Yeah, your eyes dilate. And I'm going to say when you hit that kind of enlightenment, you're making eye contact with Brad across his face, and Brad's pupils dilate too, right? You took so much Molly, you got Brad high, right? And
Oh
from
my god.
across the room. And the two of you find yourselves not in the same kind of void space where Brad's been making deals. You find yourselves in a night sky. And you don't see the Brad of today. You see a Brad of 20 years ago, late teens, early 20s, young looking, uh, very normal, like just unremarkable is maybe the easiest way to say it, right? Like not notable in any way, right? At a glance. Um, Sweet, right? Like just seems like a regular kid, you know? Hard to read from the outside, maybe kind of quiet, and often alone. And you see that someone in a suit very like Brad's comes up to them. You're watching all this play out, by the way, in constellations, right? So when I say you're in a night sky, you are next to Brad, as Brad is now, both watching this play out across the stars, right? This suited person comes up to Brad and gives Brad attention. Brad feels validated. Brad feels hopeful. Brad sees a possibility for their future. Then the contract comes out. And Brad recedes a little bit. Brad looks unsure. Brad isn't, it doesn't feel right. But then there's more talking. And then you see Brad thinking to themselves. And a little bit of the Starscape actually turns into a dramatization of the thought. And you see a couple versions of Brad arguing with each other. And you watch in real time as Brad rationalizes this, says, well, I mean, somebody's paying attention to me. I got to do something, right? I mean, I gotta make something of myself. I can't change everything, right? Like this is the way it is. And maybe if I get some power, I can do something with it and try to do some good, you know? I just got to remember to be me, right? But they're alone and they don't have anybody to help them remember to be them. And they go back over and they sign. And you see that contract shoot into Starbrad's chest. And as it does, the Brad next to you goes, in a way that you wouldn't recognize, but Julian certainly would if he were here. And from what he saw. And then it's gone. And you see Brad suddenly standing in the Starscape in the same suit as the person who came and got them. And it dissipates. And you're back in this space. And Brad is looking at you. Your eye dilations come back to a baseline at the same time. And a tear falls. And he wipes it away. And he smiles. Abby, Daisy has an opportunity because Brad's not paying attention to Daisy right now. What would you like to do?
Look, nobody really does pay attention to me. Usually, I'm up in the clouds, but I'm grounded on Earth, and the people that I love are in danger.
Hmm.
What Daisy is going to do is she is going to use the move Nature's Touch, is when you touch someone and let the power of the natural world flow into them. And she is going to do that, but for Sophie. Sophie looks unmoored and lost. And let's be honest, the thought of a threesome with Sophie and oh my goodness, she's just look, the lesbianism is flowing fiercely, so it's very much pounding the earth and rose vines are going to bloom and head towards Sophie, which I'm going to make a spirit roll. And they have well, let's see how I roll, and then we can pick.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's 2 and a 5. That's a 7.
And your spirit is?
My spirit is 1, so that's 8 total.
So you get an 8. All right, so you get to
Yes.
choose. You get when you touch someone and let the power of the natural world flow into them. Roll plus spirit. You got an 8. Choose one. They may give you a string on them to clear a condition. So Sophie could clear a condition by giving a string to Daisy. Sophie could gain the ability to speak with plants and animals for the rest of the scene. Or Sophie must answer one of the figure out a person questions of your choice, or else they take a condition. So, Abby, which of those would you like to choose?
Sophie, you're really going through it. I hope you can get Brad out of your brain and get some of your headmates back, because that really sucks. Give me a string.
You get a string. I think a voice that you haven't heard comes from Sophie. It's soft and gentle, and like you can hear seagulls in the back of your mind when it speaks. Little witch, how beautiful! I love the flowers.
Whoever you are, you're really pretty. Your voice sounds really pretty. You're making my tummy hurt. In a good way, though.
Daisy, darling, I love these flowers. They're so orgasmic.
I was like fully in the midst all the time.
So,
Cam, I
as
fucking love you.
I will say I do want to. I am going to do something on my side, but I need to ask first with that response. Cam, are you trying to entice, or is I'm assuming Roctor Wings of Amara trying
Incorrect.
to no? Oh, it's
Gamma ray.
Gamare. Gamma ray. It's Gamma
Gamma
ray.
ray.
Beautiful. Is it Gam? Which pronunciation?
Gamarai.
Gamarai.
Is Gamma ray trying to entice Daisy?
Absolutely not. The flowers, yes.
Trying to entice Daisy Flower.
You want
Yes.
those flowers, but not my flower? Oh my gosh.
Okay, because we
Cam's up here like in fucking getting smitten with flowers and music and
okay.
fuck you.
So I'm gonna choose here because we did establish this with the music. Do you want to try to entice the flowers, or are you becoming smitten with the flowers? I'm gonna allow it the same way I allowed with the music.
Both.
You're
Okay,
fucking
I'll
my
let you-
flowers?
I'll
I'm
let you.
fucking
I'll
your
let you resolve.
flowers.
I'll let you resolve both moves back to back. Okay.
I love this.
You're
Sophie's
gonna become-
cosmic entities don't fall in love with people; they fall in love with concepts.
It's
Of course.
perfectly thematic. I'm gonna say if you agree, Cam, let's do smitten first and then entice. Right?
Of course. Yes.
So when you become smitten with someone, always your choice. Here, it's the flowers. Say why. Give the flowers a string on you. So Abby, please note that Daisy's flowers have a string on specifically. I'm sorry because it's still Gamma Ray in my head. Gamma Ray?
Gamarai.
Gamma Ray. Okay, perfect. So specifically on Gamma Ray.
No, you have to say it like you're orgasming.
Oh, Gamma Ray.
Gamarai.
It's not really my orgasm voice. Gamma Ray. And answer the question in the Truths of Heart and Blade section of your playbook. So Gamarai needs to answer one of those questions, and you get to choose which one. Which one would you like to answer, or have them
So
answer?
Gamarai, the petals
Mhm.
rustle and they kind of blow with a cosmic wind, and on them there's a whisper of, why would our romance never last?
Our romance would never last because mine is eternal and yours is fleeting. Oh.
Oh, but as they say, a flower that blooms every spring is only as bright as the next, and look, they're dripping with moisture that summer. Maybe like a spritzer came on.
Oh.
This is
But water will be
I
evaporated in the flames of my love.
Oh, my after pores, my pollen. I'm pollen
Is that
releasing.
dew? Your stamen is positively glowing. Is that your pistol?
With that sweet talk, let's roll entice. When you appeal to someone's physical or emotional sensibilities, roll plus heart. What does Sophie and therefore Gamaray have in heart?
we're
0.
really earning
0.
that adult themes content warning today, folks.
Okay, so roll me a flat 2d6. Let's see where this lands.
That's a 12.
All right, so you gain a string on Daisy's flowers. Cam, please write down that you have a string. The Gamarai specifically Gamarai has a string on Daisy's flowers. And then, Daisy, you also get to choose one. Actually, your flowers get to choose one. You, Abby, get to choose on behalf of Daisy's flowers. Do the flowers get flustered and awkward? Do they promise something they think they want? Or do they give in to desire?
Let's just say this pistol is pollinating. They give in to desire. You're going to be covered in spiritual rose pollen. Smells like rosewater. You're all dewy. It's very yonic the way that all the flowers are just like blooming around you and dripping, and it's just Jesus Christ, this is the most lesbian I've been on the internet. Grandma, please don't watch this episode. Grandma,
This,
Grandma, this is
I'll
the
put a warning. We'll
if
put a
Grandma's
warning
watching-
at the top.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if Grandma's watching Thirsty Sword Lesbians, it's in the title, right?
Just
I
such
think-
sexy sapphic cosmic horror.
This is the most Georgia O'Keeffe
Well-
bullshit we've ever put on the internet. Let's go.
So, experiencing that pistol pollinating her, the physical corpse that is housing these beings, Sophie Guster's head, snaps back so hard that their trachea comes out, and their neck is like hanging back from their head, and roses, daisies, and lavender explode from their guts. And vines wrap around their midsection, and flowers just start to grow up their entire torso, and push back the head on the body.
I love that. I would like to invite the two of you to consider, if you're interested, finally kiss in a dangerous situation. You're in the middle of a battle of wills and souls, and finding love in this moment. When people finally kiss after a period of tension, each takes +1 ongoing to get to safety and protect the other for the rest of the scene. If more than 2 people finally kiss in these circumstances, they all get the bonus. Each participant must be enthusiastic about kissing to trigger this move. So here's how I'm going to rule that in this situation if you're interested in it. If you're not, we don't have to do it. The flowers and Gamarai are their own people. If
Yes.
anybody else Sophie's side is involved, and if anybody else Daisy's side is involved, you also can get the benefits. Otherwise, they just go to the flowers and to Gamurai.
Yeah, what's
do you
Rocktar
think?
up to? Is Rocktar into this? Rocktar's
Rocktar
watching.
into
Or
Rocktar's got a chair and
Sophie
he's watching.
overall. Also, yeah.
Oh my
Rocktar
gosh.
is at the pool in full lifeguard regalia, right? That's
Yeah,
for
they're
our
giving the
regular
Fonzie, like,
watchers.
"Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Just so that
Rocktar."
everybody's on the same page here at the table, we have decided that the lifeguard chair is a cuck chair, and that lifeguards
Yes.
are pool cucks. Here
Wow.
at Streaming Rainbow.
Yep. Mhm.
Hey, think about it. Think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Think real hard about that. You'll be like, you're right. You're so right. Anyway, yeah, Rocktar's. We're bringing it back around. A year ago, we met Danny playing a game of gay as fuck game, and
Yeah.
cuck chairs were involved. And now here we are again, a year later. Cuck chairs.
The
always
only
cuck
way
chairs.
to enjoy our anniversary with a cuck chair.
Cuck chairs.
Rocktar would
I
never, but that's cute.
I would like for poor Young to fundamentally misunderstand what's going on and rear back with their bone sword while screaming, "Sophie! What did you do, you bastard?" And rears up the blade, and you see the big, huge, smoking skull ghost go, "Morir, cabron," as he slams down the sword. For those of you who don't speak Spanish, it just said, "Die, you son of a bitch." And he slams the sword down as I'm going to do a fight move on Brad, because
Beautiful.
Jan thinks that Brad is responsible for the flowers exploding out of
flowers coming
Sophie
out.
and breaking her
I
neck.
think that's beautiful.
Is
Let's
that
resolve.
cool? Is that
yeah,
good with everybody?
Oh yeah.
on my side, yes.
Yes.
Let's
we would like
resolve this
resolve.
simultaneously. So go ahead and roll me that fight roll. While you're doing that, Cam, Abby, are y'all finally kissing, or
Are you
is
able to,
that
Cam?
not happening?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes! In the words of Ashniko, make out, tongue each other. It's both Daisy and the flower. She's falling into this
Yes.
mass of
The
flowers.
vines like just wrap around you. Yeah, the flowers
Yeah.
just like petals fly everywhere. The jaw of like Sophie just comes off and just like starts to wrap around your neck. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is happening fully in your field of vision, Julian, as you are landing this blow on Brad. What did you roll for your fight roll?
I'm spending a string
Okay,
that I just got on Brad's, which I
Love
believe
it.
gives me plus
3 plus 3.
3 to the roll. Excellent.
Yeah.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So for a total
All right.
of 9 on
Cool.
this.
So you pick 2
Wait,
and I
6?
pick 1.
Wait, hold on just a second. I rolled a 6. I rolled a 2. That's 8. Plus 3,
Oh, 11.
11. Plus 1 is 12. Sorry about that. I don't know where my brain went. I was not doing that.
Don't worry
right.
about it at all. So you choose 3 and then I choose 1.
Okay. I am going to provoke my opponent again and gain another string.
Okay.
Through violence, I'm going to inflict another condition.
Okay.
And then
you have one in mind?
What was the other one that I gave him? Did I give him
So frightened and insecure are the 2 he has so far.
frightened and insecure? I think I'm gonna piss him off because Young might not know, but Brad knows full well he did not do that. He didn't do that flower explosion thing
100%.
and doesn't appreciate being blamed for something he didn't do. Blame me for what I am.
Brad was just rewatching a traumatic memory from his youth in the Starscape and came back to a face full of morir cabron.
Yeah, morir cabron. Yeah, so I think for the third one, it's I don't know which one he's gonna get back, but he's going to snatch the phone away
Okay.
as
Steals the phone.
Julian is trying to recover as many pieces of Sophie because he's smitten with Sophie. He loves Sophie, and Sophie is many different pieces and is not going to let Brad take all that away.
So Brad is going to apply one back to you. Seeing you take the phone, angry at this, and seeing Calliope in the back, just walks right up to you now in the wake of that hit and says, fine, take them. I've got a better one. Looking over at Calliope. Gone in front of you, next to Calliope. And I would like for you to take frightened for that. Worried that what you just did painted a target on your friend. And you don't know if you can get over there in time to do something about that. Speaking of Calliope, Brad appears next to you and says, listen, this is going pretty well for me, actually. We're doing pretty well in recruitment overall, but I'm getting a little bit tired of how ungrateful some of the people here are. Do you want to get out of here? I'm sorry. And to be specific, I'm going to entice.
Okay, great.
Can I actually, I got to double check that with Hector, who's played this before. Can I, as the GM, use entice?
Typically, no.
Copy. Then I'm not going to use entice mechanically, but I am enticing. Yeah.
You can spend strings, though, if Brad has a string.
I don't think Brad has a string on Calliope right now.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Here's where, fuck myself here. I was going to say, but here's the thing. If Cam gets to have be smitten with the concept of music and flowers, I think after that vision, that Molly vision, I think Calliope is smitten with the real Brad. So only
like the third layer Brad.
The third layer, that insecure Brad, the one that
we gotta save that twunk. We gotta make him the bear.
I gotta save that twunk 100%.
Feel like I'm like the angry queer in this group. I'm like, no, punch him in the face.
Well, somebody's got to be punching him in the face, or saving him, and we'll see.
I tried to kill him twice. It failed.
You did try to kill him twice.
Everything on the line to annihilate him. Yeah. I'm trying to kill him.
All right, so
there's a difference.
That's true. I mean, different strokes. All right, so when you become smitten with someone, always your choice. Say why you did. Give them a string on you. So now Brad does have a string on you. Thank you for that. And answer the question in the Truths of Heart and Blade section of your playbook.
My question. So why is because Calliope saw that and saw themselves. Like they're also terrified of being alone, and they'll never be accepted, and it's awful. And he looked really sweet. What a sweet, genuine little dude. And my question is, why do you think they will never be able to accept the real you? And it's the same as it was with Daisy, which is the real me is under here somewhere. Everything that I put out, the thing that my fans are attracted to, the thing that is everybody finds enticing, is all smoke and mirrors and a show. So how could anybody find that attractive or be interested in that when they can't find it? So yeah. But yeah,
Brad looks at you in a way for a moment that you would be forgiven for wondering if he actually sees you. And he says, look, I'm not allowed to take you out of here if you don't sign. I'm going to leave soon. You don't have to sign if you don't want to. It's not for everybody. I'm going to tell you that they're coming one way or another. If you want to be in it, I can make that happen. If you don't, I get it. But I can't bring you with me because they're not going to let me up there with you. And I have to go back. So it's up to you.
I think I'm going to try to entice by reaching
Okay.
out and taking his hand in both of mine. So I like my guitar is just on its strap. I've actually like moved it so it's a little bit behind me. And I take his hand in both of mine and I like kiss his fingers. So it's not really a kiss, but it's very sweet. And I just say, "No, but why don't you stay?"
Go ahead and roll me. What's your heart?
2 plus 2.
Okay, roll me 2d6 plus 2.
And
It's
you
what
can
I'm
add
good
plus.
at.
You can add. I think. Can you add if you spend a string on them? You can add.
Yeah,
plus
you could add
3.
another plus 3 if you spend a string.
Do I still have a string?
I
I don't
think
think
you had.
you haven't spent the string you have on Brad yet.
I
Yeah, I
spent
think you have
one.
one.
I did. I spent
You
it
did.
But
earlier.
Oh,
I thought I might be mixing up who took them, but I thought you had 2 strings. But we
Oh,
can,
okay.
with the plus 2, we can see where it lands, and then yeah.
here we go.
Oh, okay. Well, it's an 8 with the plus 2.
Okay.
So either way,
You
it's
gain a
still even.
string.
Yeah.
You gain a
10.
string on them unless they decide instead to get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, and give in to desire. And I'm so sorry, you're not going to gain a string on them.
Yeah.
And it's going to be because he looks at you and says, "Okay, I'll stay."
I kissed them. I'm so excited. Yay!
Yeah, they kiss you back, but I really want to be very clear above table. This
Yeah.
you did not get a string, and it wasn't because they gave in to desire.
I understand. I'm still gonna kiss them. I'm toxic as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they kiss you back. Go ahead.
Oh, I
in
want to do
that
something.
moment,
Oh, go ahead.
Daisy and the body of Sophie Guster are like flying into the air because like Sophie's legs have completely like popped off or exploded, and vines
So
are just like
scary.
coming out and just rising them up like an
So
elevator.
hot.
And then the moment Calliope and Brad kiss, everything that is Sophie erupts into glorious flame. And in an instant, the physical is burnt to ash, and in the fire, they synchronize and reform into a 20-foot tall minotaur like being made of liquid metal with 27 arms coming out of their back. They are truly terrifying, giant, and many armed, as I have to pick from features and drawbacks. So that happens when they kiss.
This does catch Brad's attention and says, "Oh, Rocktar, I'll be right back," and heads over to go try to sign Rocktar. But Hector, you want to do something?
Seeing Calliope kiss Brad and realize that there's probably more to Brad than being seen, but Brad still is a threat. But then thinking about of Ramiro,
Mm-hmm.
Brad is just part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to instead of attacking Brad, uh he's going to put the flat of the blade on his hand, close his eyes, and then you see the ghost like go into his mouth as he suddenly starts communing and listening to all of his ancestors. And you hear like these drums and percussion and this like polyphonic singing that is a conglomeration of all of the ancient ancestors that uh Julian is descended from: indigenous, Spanish, African, all kind of rolled in as I am communing with the unseen.
Okay. Let's take a look at communing with the
I'm going
unseen.
to give a string on the angry ancestral spirit that is in my sword, because it says when you perform a ritual to commune with the unseen, give a dangerous unseen a string on you and roll plus spirit. So
Love
the
that.
angry ancestor in my sword is getting a string on me.
That's beautiful.
Come on. Oh, hi. Okay. 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay. So on a 7 to 9, I choose 10 plus from the list, but I get to choose one thing that goes awry.
So you get 2 from the list above from 10 plus, and then 1 from the 7 and 9 list that goes wrong.
Okay. I am going to ask. Okay. Ooh, this is so cool. I would like to learn something important from the unseen.
Okay. Do you have any interest in narrowing the field, or do you want to leave it
I would
entirely
love
up to
to.
me?
I would love to narrow the field if that's okay.
Perfect. Yeah, go for it.
I would like to know the origin of these contracts, the supernatural origin of these contracts, like how they work.
Beautiful. I will resolve that. Do you want to pick your second thing first, or do
I
you want to hear the
do.
resolution?
I
Okay,
do,
go
but it's a big swing.
for it. That's all right.
Hide something in the unseen world. Boom. I'm pulling Brad's contract away out of the ether and throwing it into the underworld.
Okay, I
It
love
is,
that.
yeah.
Could I assist in any way? I'd love to assist.
You can be a part of this process. You can also do something. I'll describe stuff, and then you can tell me what you want to do that can affect this process while it's still going. It can be simultaneous. But first, to make sure that we're painting a full picture, what is the one thing that goes awry?
The thing that goes awry is that the stern unseen judge you, inflicting a condition. I think my ancestors are like staring at me and are perhaps disappointed that I'm trying to shortcut this problem rather than just slaying my enemy.
And you're already hopeless and frightened, right?
Yeah, I was thinking insecure
Yeah. Were
because
you
of these,
guilty
like,
too, or did I make that
I
up?
already have guilty.
You have guilty. So
I
you're
do have
almost
guilty.
at a full complement here. Insecure makes sense. So that's 4 out of 5 conditions. You and Brad are in very similar boats. Brad's not at 4, Brad's at 3, but Brad's very, very close.
Yeah.
As that insecurity washes over you, you're feeling the judgment of your ancestors for your use of these elements, these forces that are beyond your comprehension. Using them in a big swing moment without, in their view, the way that you feel it, at least the way that you interpret what they're presenting. If you agree with this, might be something like a sense of recklessness, right? Thinking that you are not properly attending to what is the full set of ramifications for what you're doing.
Yeah, it's like, why aren't you just fighting him? He's so close to being defeated. What are you doing? Why do you care about this contract? Just like a lot of judgment. Yes, my ancestors have wisdom, but my ancestors are also people from another time that don't have the same values. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it makes perfect sense. And then the same like cultural reference, right? hide something in the unseen world and learn something important from the unseen, you learn something first to know how to hide this. And that is that these contracts work the way that, if it exists, hell works. It is a prison of our own making. Ultimately, at the end of it, they are enforceable because we believe they are enforceable. We accept the framework that this is real. We play the game of, hey, these contracts matter. And as long as everybody keeps playing that game, it's true. And it's consequential. It means everything. It has the power to take everything away from you. But the second that you snatch that power away and you refuse the framing that this is real, that this has the capacity to rob you of your personhood, that that's something that can even be given away in a contract. You tear it apart like the piece of paper that it is. You snatch it out of Brad's chest. And I'd like for you to describe what you do to hide this in the unseen world.
There's a moment where I snatch it from his chest, and then in my hands is a gray, dull looking scroll. And I toss it in the air, and then I unhinge my jaw, and the smoke of the skull entity of my ancestor comes, wraps around it, and then just vanishes. On the other side, in a place of both color and darkness, the depths of the underworld, where the unseen, where my ancestors continue their existence until they are ready to return to this world. The ancestor that haunts my blade goes deep, deep, deep down into the bottom of a beautiful, shining pyramid and goes into a labyrinth in the heart of this pyramid and puts this contract into a ghostly blue pyre flame where it burns eternally in the heart of the land of the dead.
I love that. Abby.
And
oh, sorry, go ahead.
and with the hope that that is enough to snap Brad out of it
Absolutely.
before I succumb to the castigation of my ancestors.
You're right on the edge. You just one bad move, and we all get to find out above table what happens when somebody has all 5 conditions. Abby, you wanted to help. What would you like
I
to do to help?
did. And I'm feeling pretty safe in the embrace of this many-armed minotaur.
Mhm.
I was going to awaken the wild once more as I am
Okay.
cradled in the cleansing, the destructing, the rebirthing flames. And I imagine it really just burns her clothes off. So she's pulling a Daenerys Targaryen. Her boobies are out. She's having a great time. She just got laid by a bunch of flowers.
Yeah.
And seeing this tenses, that ancestral battle, I'm just going to, I imagine it's like many arms reach down. I reach down. It's like the creation of Adam. And I take one hand in theirs. And I am going to, come on, roll well. Okay, and I'm rolling with spirits. That's a +1. That's a 5, 6, 10. 10. It's 10.
Okay. Hey, that was a masterclass in tension and suspense. Thank you. All right. So this is, you said Nature's Touch, right?
Yes. I know, Awaken the
right.
Wild. I am going
Oh, sorry,
to,
Awaken the Wild. Okay, perfect. Yeah, choose
and
one.
I'm going to cleanse my roommate of that bitterness. And the way it is, it's like green ivy climbing up, vanilla flowers blossoming. Yes, there is our ancestors They may not have held the same things as we have. They've not had those things, but you are still their wildest dreams. The fact that you are given this decision, the choice of mercy, to be able to offer it and not have to survive, but to thrive and to share that. It is this beautiful floral fragrance that just flows into your very being. But it looks like the two of us are just holding hands.
What does it feel like, Julian, as this hits you while you hold hands, and in your mind's eye, at a great distance, you watch this blue eternal flame consume and this contract and hopefully free Brad?
It feels like warmth. It feels like the music of a first concert with friends. It feels like the smell of a campfire that is surrounded by found family. It feels like the warmth of a hug from someone that calls you sibling out of choice.
Brad looks a little different in front of you, Rockdar, and Calliope. You can see this too. Um, just a little more ruffled up, right? A little less perfectly put together. Uh, ties a little bit askew, and slouched a little, looking like they're seeing around themselves for the first time. You're seeing the other Brads, the Brad copies, poofing out of existence all around here. It is not clear that this is clearing up the contracts for everyone. A lot of people still look like they're fully contracted, right? But they are poofing out of existence. And Brad looks up at you, Rocktar. How tall is Rocktar?
20 feet tall.
Beautiful. Looks up at you, Rocktar, and shrinks away in fear. You see full expression, no attempt at hiding anything. Calliope, you see a grown man who very much seems to be that young man who you saw in that memory once again, with whom you are smitten. This is third level Brad, who you see in front of you in this moment. Uh, Touched far too much by the past 20 years or so of compromises and misdeeds to be exactly as they were in that memory, but free in this moment from the constraint of the contract, even though he doesn't realize it. What would the two of you like to do? He's between the two of you right now.
I think Rocktar reaches down, grabs Brad in his liquid metal gigantic hand, picks him up, and puts him in front of the bull face that stands about like 10 feet tall, encompassing the entirety of Brad's body. And a booming voice calls out, "I observe no longer. I speak not to you, Bradford, but to the being behind you, outside of your time, the one that created these contracts and handed them to my precious humanity." And in this moment, Sophie Guster is going to advance, take "How's That Milkshake Tastes" as a move from the Beast playbook, and they are going to stare down every version of Brad that came before this version of Brad, the ones that reached out to everyone to sign the contract, and Rocktar is going to scream eternally into their existence, and deal with the threat to my community, which is all of these people who have signed these contracts.
I love that. How does that milkshake taste? Can you read that out to me? Because I'm having trouble finding it real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that milkshake taste? When dealing with a threat to your community, but not yet engaged in physical conflict, you may take a harmless action designed to wound their pride, like throwing a drink over them. When I do, roll plus daring. And then
Okay.
I have some options that I can reveal after I roll.
Okay. Go ahead and roll plus daring. What do you have for daring?
So here's the cool thing. I'm not actually going to roll plus daring because I'm in my synchronized form. So I get to roll plus harmony instead of my usual stat. And my harmony right now is at 2.
Ooh.
That is beautiful. All right. Go ahead and roll 2d6 plus 2. Let's see where it lands.
That is 6 plus 3 is a 9 plus 2, which is 12.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. There's the roll.
All right. You said this is from the Beast?
Are you
This
sure
is
it's the
from
Beast?
No.
You're like, no, I'm not sure it's from the
It's
Beast.
the Bloody, not the
Oh,
Beast.
right.
Oh, copy. Okay, fair. Because that's where I was looking. I was like, I don't see you. Yes. Give me 1 second to pull that up. Just so I have it.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the advanced lovers and lesbians ones.
Yeah,
Rock.
it is. Yeah, because it sounded cool as hell. Wow, this whole playbook is cool as hell. Okay, on a 10 plus, you get to choose 2. So which 2 would you like to choose?
I would like to choose they become flustered and retreat, and also their allies, quote unquote, maybe the people that signed contracts with them, see them as a fool and they lose critical support.
I love that. I am going to resolve that, and this specifically to the entity behind Brad, correct?
Yes.
Love
the one
that.
that drives their commercial ego.
I think that's perfect. I will resolve that. I want to give Calliope a second to act, and then I'll probably resolve the 2 together. Calliope, what would you like to do?
I think after this like booming voices come out, I like literally hold my arms out up to Rocktar and I go, okay, give him back. Give him back. Just give Brad a big hug.
It's like gets let down, is feeling a flood of emotions because that was terrifying. They feel alone right now without the contract, but don't understand why. And now suddenly they're next to you, Calliope, and looking to you and think, what is going on?
It's a lot to explain. Do you want to get some like coffee after this and we can just hang out, get to know each other?
You should let him know he has a parking ticket. You know, she says, 10 feet in the air, totally naked, surrounded by flames, being held by a giant minotaur.
Hey, by the way, yeah, your corporation has a parking ticket. The great thing about it here, I've got a place you can crash at. Like, you don't have to go back.
It's true, we always would love another coven member.
I love this.
The contract is gone, Brad. You're free.
No, they told me that it can't be broken. He's right there. I need a move.
Entice.
That's white supremacy.
You gonna go for entice, Calliope?
Entice.
Yeah,
works.
I'm gonna go for entice. Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to assist. There's a move I could do. It's called I ship it, and I'm going to push you 2 together.
Yes, do it. What does that do? That gives advantage on the roll, or does that add?
Yes, advantage. You get advantage. So you get 1 reroll. Yes.
Yeah. Let me look. I'll look at the thing there.
Double triple check for me, but I'm pretty sure it's a reroll.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. 2d6 plus what is your thing for entice?
I ship it.
It's heart plus heart, which is 2.
Beautiful. So 2d6 plus 2. I ship it. Sorry, I moved around, so I'm looking.
No, we're so fun. I've got so many tabs open right now.
Me too. Infinite tabs. Nature Witch. Okay. I ship it. You want to make it a listener? Okay, so actually, I need you to roll. I ship it.
Okay.
Plus heart. So go ahead and roll me 2d6. What's your heart?
My heart is 0+, so it's just the flat roll.
2d6, please.
All right, that is 10 on 2 5s.
That's beautiful. You can give the listener a string on the other person or give the other person a string on the listener. So you can give Calliope a string on Brad that Calliope you can use right away for a +3 on your roll on top of everything else.
That was it. I'm going to give
Beautiful.
Calliope a string, and it is going to be, it's white supremacy. You have to let go of the perfectionism.
So with that plus additional that string, I now have a 9. So it's still not, it didn't pop me up to 10, but I can gain a string unless they decide to choose, get flustered and awkward, promise something they think I want, or give in to desire.
Okay. Let me see, because it's a 9. You don't gain a string on them because they do give in to desire and they want to go get a coffee with you. So Brad walks off to get a coffee with Calliope, thinking about how nice it would be for that parking ticket up there to not be his problem, and that it might be cool to crash at Calliope's for a little while. You know, see what happens. While that happens, across time and space, in multiple other dimensions, the megacorp conglomerate MCC shatters into infinitesimal pieces made of the brittle bullshit that all corporations are made of, which is absolutely fucking nothing but our allowance that they exist. They were made through time and space to understand their inadequacy, their insufficiency, and their insolvency as they cease to exist through the power of Raktar. You have successfully averted the corporate takeover and pinkwashing of pride that the megacorp conglomerate was trying to do, co-opting your genuine joy and actual community for their quarterly profits. As a final moment of celebration, what would each of you like to do?
So about that threesome, I'm ready.
Fantastic. Rocktar, are you down?
So
That
many
would be more of
hands.
an orgy with you, but you know.
I will also point out that, Julian, you have the phone and the ring, and it seems that these things have lost power. So if you just like break them or something.
Oh, just a second. Rocktar, this is for you. And I smash the objects at Rocktar's feet, releasing the other two entities to once again be a part of the harmonious group, offering them back to you with eyes of appreciation and adoration, as perhaps this is the first time that Rocktar has realized, oh no, Juliana's liked me the whole time.
As you're realizing Julian has liked you and Daisy is offering you group sex and your other parts of yourself, Sophie, are returning to you, how do you feel?
In this moment, they come into the synchronized form. 100 arms erupt from the Minotaur's molten liquid chest, and they grow 20 more feet into the air, fully complete and synchronized. They feel whole and completed, and their only goal in this existence, to be entertained, has been fulfilled, at least for the moment. And they look down at the young witches that summoned them into this place, and they say, in their booming voice, 40 feet tall above them, "Well, it's been sick, yo, but I gotta get out of here." And they, like water going down a drain, get sucked into the corpse of Sophie, which is left on the floor. The legs completely exploded from the knees down, the head barely hanging off, the eyes like rolled back into their head, and the corpse lifelessly and unanimated is flopped on the floor and a little wet with mercury.
I missed that episode of Alex Mack.
Oh my god.
Oh,
They grow up so fast.
I know.
We should probably go get a coffee too. Do you want to get coffee? I have a lot that I discovered today. Like, I think I'm actually gay. I thought I was an ally. I was just super
Yeah.
passionate.
Yeah, I hear you. And yeah, let's go get a coffee, and hopefully someone with from the cleanup crew will deal with that. And I just affectionately put my arm around my coven mate's waist.
My coven mate.
Okay, let's go find a really hot pansexual woman to enjoy the rest of Pride with. How does that sound?
That sounds brilliant. And also the ultimate act of allyship. Yay! We did it!
And as you go in the direction of a coffee, I believe someone else is looking for a coffee too. Calliope?
Yeah, so I take Brad's hand and we like hop off stage and start walking, but we have to walk like through the gaggle of my fans. And I am going to change patrons here at the end of times. And when I change patrons, I must leave my old patron behind in an epic confrontation by placing their toxicity front and center. So as we go by and like these fans are like parasocial, like, "Oh, ew, I can't believe it." Yeah, they're doing like you can see the chats like happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn around and just be like, "Okay, but for real, those thirst edits were fucking gross. Like, they gave me such an ick. Don't, like, I'm a person. I know I wouldn't have fucked any of you, okay? Just relax."
And they all use the same capta edit function. It was ridiculous.
It's
They weren't
bad.
even original.
It was bad. And also, you couldn't have used my own fucking music. Grow up. And I just like take Brad's hand and just walk off. And my new patron is as much as which one was smitten, which one wasn't smitten. Rocktar wasn't smitten with my music. My music is my new patron.
Nice.
But Babthat was not.
That's right. That's right. The Cookie Monster didn't like my music
so much.
He only likes things he can consume. He can't consume sound.
So much lore.
And I meet up with my housemates and I go, hey, witches. What a weird day. Coffee?
Really?
Yeah. Brad looks super awkward. Like, is everybody going to be okay with me being at this coffee?
I'm just like, la, la, la.
We're fine with him at the coffee, but he has to pay. And, we'll make the parking ticket disappear. And that's your first act of allyship towards this community, aside from making Calliope bust a fat nut.
They probably haven't actually had a chance to turn off this yet, and pulls out his corporate card. Says, "You want to run this up until it's cut off?"
Let's go
Absolutely.
shopping.
But that's where we're gonna go ahead.
Well, what I would like to cut off with it is like, Brad, it's Pride. Take your shirt off.
Still doing
Brad looks like it might not happen for a second, and is like, "Fuck it." and pulls his shirt off completely to again just show off like a perfectly average body, and goes woo, and has the card out, whips the shirt around a little bit, and that's where we're gonna leave it.
Drinks on
Yay!
bread.
Drinks on bread.
Absolutely beautiful.
You hear that, straight men? Buy drinks for your gay friends. Do it.
Straight
That
man, you
man
can
is not going to be
change.
straight by the end of this night. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
No.
Brad
Brad
was
is
never straight.
discovering things about himself all night long. All right. Thank you all for joining us. It's been wonderful. Thank you all for being here at the table. I really appreciate it. I want everybody to know all the other wonderful things that you do, where people can find you. So please popcorn it around at the end. Send it back to me so I can send us off. Let's go ahead and start with Hector, please.
Hello, my name is Hector, also known as Okami all over the internet. You can find me at keichiokami.itch.io on Blue Sky. That is also on my itch page. I am a game designer and actual play performer and AP mercenary. I am currently the creative director of House of Dreams, TTRPG actual play collective that uplifts and platforms BIPOC and LGBTQ plus and people of other marginalized identities. Keep an eye out because all weekend in June we are doing a hopefully, I hope, continuing chapter 7 of A Season's Oath, which is our Wanderhome actual charity actual play series that we've been doing for 2 years now. So please check us out there. Also, check me out later in the month over at Pantsless Pride on Pantsless Tables. Well, I will be GMing a one shot of on the 28th of this month of Wanderhome as well, set in the same universe. And I also later in the month of June will be running a Nerds with Dice Wanderhome one shot as well, both for amazing LGBTQ plus charities. So please check me out all over the internet, playing all kinds of games to celebrate Pride. And I'm going to popcorn it over to Abby.
Bitch, I love you. Mwah. Yeah, hey, I'm Abby. I'm your local internet nerd. You can catch me most places on the internet at Enough of Abby, where I'm doing cultural consultations, I'm doing sensitivity readings, but more importantly, I'm playing amazing games with folks just like this. And oh my god, this is just the start. We're gonna pop into the next game, and all I gotta say is Bigfoot. But I can't wait to see what the rest of this crew has in turn. But if you want to see more of me, I highly recommend checking out the Hack Recklessly channel because we're going to be playing a TPRPG, Dead by Daylight, using the system Slash. And I am going to be playing another witch, Michaela Reed. So keep an eye out. You might see a few other characters you main, or maybe the killer. But all's in all, Hagone, thanks for having me. And I'm going to popcorn it to Cam.
Let me find that unmute button. First of all, I would like to shout out Rocktar, Wings of Amara, Bob That the Blue Void, Anhalar Aegis End, and Gamurai. I know I made you up, but something out there tells me that they exist in some form of dimension, so I want to give them some sort of respect. You can find me here on the streaming rainbow. Go follow us, go watch all of our YouTube videos and get us to 1,000 subscribers, unless we've already hit that by the time this comes out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Join the Discord and do everything Eli's probably about to tell you because I'm going to forget. Also, follow at House Party Improv on Instagram or TikTok. And if you're in the San Antonio area, you can stop by Black Potion. It's a gaming tavern where we do improv every Friday and Saturday nights. We have a stage back there, so it's pretty cool. So, yeah, follow us on Instagram. Come see our shows. And that's me. I'm going to popcorn it to Eli.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Eli. So I will do some of what we're doing because I won't take all the thunder away from Danny, even though he does this to me whenever I GM him. So no, I am actually doing something that's not streaming Rainbow. Yesterday, the first episode of my Cowboy Bebop campaign that I am guest duo GMing over on Find Out Productions was live, so check out that. Join a very silly and fun Cowboy Bebop game that I am co-GMing with Dusty, which is amazing. So we're going to be doing that all through June into July. I'm very excited to play it. For Streaming Rainbow, though, there's quite a lot going on. We've got this. We've got a bunch of stuff. Hold on, let me pull it up. We've got too much shit to do. We are starting. So this is on this Tuesday. On Friday, we're going to have our first Pride live stream, and that's going to be guest GM Mags playing an amazing all femme game of ball game. So it's going to have real a League of Their Own vibes. So please come and check that out. Also, it is going to be for charity. We will put a link to all the things that you can give money to when we what you can do to make that game even more fun. All benefits are going to be going to Advocates for Trans Equality, which is a very great organization that helps with legal aid for the trans community, especially for low income members of the community, because it's scary out there right now and it's important. Then we will have Inferno, gay as hell. It's always gay as hell, but it's extra gay during Pride. There will also be ways that you can give to make hell even more chaotic. Yes, we will have the returns of being able to buy a gun and give a gun to somebody in stream. It's very funny. We gave it to an imp. That imp shot Orpheus in the face. That's just from last year. It's great. It's great. So definitely come and join us for those extra special Inferno campaigns during the month. We are going to be going dark on Juneteenth. Very, very understandably, we are not a Black creator. So we are going to also be shouting out all of the wonderful Black creators that are in our community. So keep an eye on our socials to see who we're going to put links to everybody you can support, because that is a very, very special day. And we want to make sure that the right people are we want to put them out there, getting all the eyes they can. And yeah, get in the Discord, because you can come and talk to all of us wonderful nerds. We're very excited to be here. Everybody on this screen right now is in our community, and that's why they're playing this game. So you never know. Come join our community, and we might play games with you. And I think that's all I'm going to talk about, because I have to give Danny something to talk about. So take it home, Danny.
Thank you, Eli. And again, thank you, everybody. I'm Danny Mendoza. He, him, Danny R. Mendoza all over the internet. So you just put Danny R. Mendoza in wherever you want, and there I am. But Blue Sky is a good place to look for my TTRPG info. I do have a lot of shit, so I'm going to say first here, as a member of the staff at Streaming Rainbow, we do have more Pride is a Riot. So next week, we are going to be playing our second episode here, which is Moonlight on Roseville Beach, or you're going to be seeing it at least next week. So check that out if you'd like. The rest of what we have coming up after that is going to be just as exciting. We got Monster Hearts 2. We got Extreme Meat Punks Forever. And we have Queers with a Z, all capitalized with an exclamation point. That is from the same folks as City of Mist and Legend in the Mist. It's a really fun game. And then we're going to have a talk back after that. In parallel to this, but starting a little bit later, we're doing another 5-session format that is also for Pride, and it's going to show that Pride doesn't just have to be June, because it's going to spill over into July. It's called Half of My Soul. We're going to be playing Aegon, Potpourri, Under Hollow Hills, Perils and Princesses, and Himbos of Myth and Metal. And that is going to be starting on June 15th, Monday, June 15th. So if you're watching this before then, check us out then. If you're watching this after, go back. You've got it there. We leave all our stuff up. We have educational videos that we tend to drop on Thursdays, and there are some still, depending on where you're watching this, related to Rocket Club, which by the time this comes out will have just finished its open playtest. We've had a couple of really wonderful Rocket Club games here. The first one in the whole world, had Eli and Cam both in it doing incredible work. So depending on when you're watching this, you'll still be able to look forward to us releasing. If not, you can go back and see an open playtest retrospective interview with M. Hubbard, friend of the channel and creator of Rocket Club, which is going to be published by Evil Hat. You can see some educational videos as well, dealing with playing more different games in the way that we do here with Pride is a Riot. Same thing that we're going to be doing in a different vein with Half of My Soul. We really encourage community building through gaming and collective storytelling, right? And we try to put that in practice here as a channel in a wide variety of ways. One of which is we want to help other people feel empowered to just pick things up and play them. Before I ran Thirsty Sword Lesbians for this that you just watched, I had never played it. I had never seen it. And I had certainly never run it. So if I could do that on camera, I believe in you. And I want you to see that we're, walking the walk on that and talking a little bit about what that means. So that's going to exist in these educational videos. However many of those end up coming out, we're still developing that at the time that this comes up. Separate from the stuff here at the channel that I have right now, because we might have added more stuff by the time this goes live, I'm in a million things, everybody, all over the internet, on so many channels. I'm on Nerds
Can't
with
stop,
Dice.
won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I tried, I failed. I'm still going. I don't want to stop. The finale of Vesson over at Nerds with Dice, the Morgan Society, is going to be just a couple days after this initially airs at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And so you can check that out. I've got some stuff over at Pocket Dragon Pub. I've got 3 shows. Don't know who we're benefiting yet at the time that this is up, but you'll be able to see it by the time you're watching it over there. Going to be running Big Gay Orcs at 2 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, June 7th to raise some funds for a good cause. Going to be running 2 more that would be great if I could find. Over at Pansless Tables, I am on the way we were still by the time this comes up, which is
Right.
I'm playing a dog, just so everybody knows. I'm fully a dog, unless that dog is dead by the time this comes up, in which case I'm a doctor, a vet who is connected to that dog. That's my backup character. But probably a dog, hoping a dog. We're raising money for the Trevor Project over there, so you can come check that out at noon Eastern on Fridays. Friday, June 12th will be the next one by the time this comes up. I am running Visigoths versus Mallgoths, also for Pantsless Pride, all the way at the end of the month on the 28th. And just a ton more things. Oh, Moonpunk over at Pocket Dragon Pub, Thursday, June 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern. I've got a Viva La Queer Bar, Pocket Dragon Pub, Monday, June 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're probably going to go live a little bit after that, but keep us in mind there. We have a million other things coming. And just follow my socials so I can shut up, and then you can check it out over there. Thank you, everybody, for being patient through my drivel here at the end, and for being a part of this show, being a part of this channel, being a part of our community. Like and subscribe. Help us get to 1,000. Join the Discord. Hang out with us. Come play with us. Play with your friends. Love yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.